CCNTV, bringing you captivating news since 2019.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Politics and Wellness. I'm your host, Captivating the Christian. I'm along with my co-host, Brother Nate, and it is Tuesday, and it is not only just Tuesday, it is a couple days from Election Day. It is a couple days from all this will be over, and we can hopefully, prayerfully get back to a normal life, and we don't have to worry about what President of the United States is putting on Twitter or telling us what to ingest. Welcome to everybody. Welcome to those of you in the balcony. Your, of course, waiter or waitress, of choice will come around with your beverage of your liking. Hopefully you're ready to get into some stuff. Welcome to everybody. Hey, my 2 cents. How are you? Auntie Melissa, hello. And stomping down. See, I told you, ASC was not blocked over here. Not to drop down, but I appreciate you dropping down nonetheless. Boy, oh boy, what a week it's been, and it's really just heating up. So much stuff. But anyway, how are you, sir? Before we even get into anything, how are you?
I am good. Trick or treat, everybody. Trick or treat.
Oh,
Get
yeah.
ready.
There's a lot of tricks and treats going around.
A whole lot of, hey, Melissa. Hey, my 2 cents. Hey, Stomp. I see you got in. They let you in. He blocked you. Don't believe his ass. He blocked you. No. Yes, it is definitely crazy as shit.
Yeah.
I don't think we've seen anything yet.
Crazy as cat shit. No, I don't think we have at all. I'm prepared for more. But none of this am I surprised by. I'm just not. I wasn't. I mean, what more do you want from a person that's said from day one what they are, what they were trying to do? Just because I guess they didn't say it loud enough, or they weren't talking necessarily. Oh, he's not really talking about us.
He didn't have to say it loud enough because he said it often.
But this is what I'm saying. He said it often enough that you didn't catch on still. Did they have, I guess he had to like spell it out for you all that this is what I think of you. Like I actually, unfortunately, watched it, not when it aired, but of course after. And just the stuff. First of all, the stuff that they all were saying was just
crazy.
A bit out there, kind of inciting violence and all that kind of stuff. Now I get, we shouldn't be so sensitive, but there is a level. Like there was a level in politics where things only went but so far. I think this is like open the door, like you could just say whatever and nothing's too far. But when does being civil you could agree to disagree, but you could still at least be civil. I mean, just the language that was used, and these same people were upset because Hillary called them deplorable.
Mhm.
From the shit that they were saying, deplorable was a compliment. I mean, it was horrible. Like, to know that you have those same people in your audience that these people are constantly berating down. And I get it. Some people reach a certain class and they think, oh, that doesn't affect me. I'm not, I'm not that class of people. But you are. You are. Your money don't change. The money don't change you. You may think the money has changed you, but let some shit go down like this, and they start to really put in line who is important and who's just here to. Once we get past this hurdle, we're gonna drop y'all off with everybody else.
Over the border.
No, right. Some of these light-skinned, blonde-haired Puerto Ricans realize that yet again when the joke was, that there's a garbage island full, island full of garbage in the middle of the ocean. He thought it was Puerto Rico. And yeah, you can say all day, oh, he's a comedian, da 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 da. Well, newsflash for you. He's a comedian who had to hand his jokes over to the campaign so they can, one, load them into the teleprompter, and two, clear the jokes. They know what jokes he was saying because it had to be cleared. They also know what jokes he was saying because a particular joke where he was going to call Vice President Harris a cunt got taken out because they felt it was too enticing, too fiery to touch. But everything else was go.
Yeah, right on point.
Right. Now I could even go with, oh, he's a comedian if he had insulted every racial group that was there, including white people. But like I said, I watched it. There was not a white, redneck, Karen, Ken, Barbie joke to be had. But everybody else, was the butt of the joke.
Oh
And
no. No. You had that wrong. They were the butt of the joke. The white folk, his white folk, because they think that shit's not going to touch them too.
Oh, the poor white ones? Yeah, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they living in their fantasy right
That
now.
is the joke. That's the shit they
I
laughing the hardest at.
Well, well, that joke is still going on because those mofos are still in jail. Okay, some of them January 6th trying to get pardons, but they still haven't discovered he was never going to pardon you, honey. He just used you, hoping that y'all was going to kick up enough stank where somebody would say, okay, we'll let you in, we'll let you back in office. Just tell him to go home. That's what he thought was going to happen. But being that it didn't happen, what does he need to release you guys for? Because truth be told, he still had the power to do it until the 20th.
Right.
Let's be very clear.
And you know they were standing there holding on to them bars.
Until January 20th,
did the call
12
come
o'clock
through yet?
noon. Right. 12 o'clock noon, he had time to pardon every single one of those people from January 6th. Every single one.
Right.
And he chose not to. On purpose. And you can sit there and talk all that bullshit you want. Facts are facts, and it is true what is true. I am so sick of this kind of creating a fantasy of how you want this person to be or what you think this person is, when the reality is he has shown you time and time again the type of person he is. He doesn't care anything about you average working, knuckle buckling Americans. Gives a goddamn. You guys are gun-ho for him because whatever you feel like he champions that for you. Until you become the immigrant.
Then he don't even know who you are.
I mean, it's It's breathtaking to see. It's breathtaking to see. I mean, even when the young black guy, I forgot his name, who always supporting Trump and talking about Trump, before he even hit the stage, they was playing "I Wish I Was in Dixie." Why? Because that's his favorite song
Of all songs.
of all songs to play. You playing "I Wish I Was in Dixie," waiting for this black man to come up here and give his speech. But it was a room full of love, full of love. No, it was full of a setup, but it was. You already know you're not going to win New York. Absolutely. Because we all know the truth. We've always known the truth. It's the rest of y'all motherfuckers that was in this whole, oh, he's been on The Apprentice and he has a business. And y'all been stuck in that world loop. We already knew from jump, this man ain't nothing but a charlatan, always has been. He just held on to enough money and enough connections where he didn't have to, you have to beg for too long. You sleep with this one, you take a little bit of this one's money, you take this, you take your name, and once he learned how to just take the name, clap it on somewhere, and they just pay him for that.
And they pay him for him. He did not build a thing.
Nothing.
It's
and
just nothing but branding. Nothing but branding.
And thanks to NBC for, building him up to be this big businessman who had nothing but a mom and pop shop. It just happened to be in a pretty building. That's just like the World Trade Center. Before they went down, I was in there. Them built you from the outside, you would think, oh, this looks great. Inside, you like, what in the 1970s shit is going on here? I mean, old on the inside. And they say that's just what his offices look like. Besides the apartment part of it, the offices are like, what is this? But hey, if you like it, I love it. I'm just saying. When you get rounded up, just like when, the Spaniards and the Dutch and the French and everybody else was on the coast of Africa because they didn't want to go inside because they didn't know what to expect. When they got a couple people, hey, here's a couple dollars, here's some guns, here's some this. Go in there, get some people, bring them out, and I'll give you some more. Until they realize, boop, and they wake up, and they on the ship too with the same mofos.
The love
that they captured, right? That they captured, and they realize they're on that same boat.
Oops, we had a no show. It was a slot open. It was a slot open for you.
There's always been a slot open for you. And that's what I want y'all to realize. It's always a slot open for you, okay?
Right.
Your money is not going to save you. Your prestige of where you are right now is not going to save you. Why? Because if the wrong people are in place, all that's gone.
Right.
All that's gone. And there's nothing you can do to save it. No education won't save it because if they do it and it's done, it's done. You be sitting over there with 2 doctorate degrees, 7 degrees, 18 degrees, 2 doctorates, and medical degrees and all types of shit. And it would mean absolutely nothing. Who gonna fight it? You got a Supreme Court on lock. You may have a Congress and a Senate on lock. Who's gonna fight it? People protest. They may be able to, sign their own death warrant if you do protest. Who's gonna fight it? Like, this shit is real. It's not a game out here. So I'm trying to figure out at what point do you just put aside, oh, I may get a tax cut. The little bit of tax cut that you think you're gonna get, it's not gonna matter because it only really affects the people who make the most money. And being that you don't make that, where's your tax cut coming from? And yeah, you may bring home more money in your paycheck because those front taxes that they take out may be less. But where do you think they're going to make up for that? Where do you think they're going to make up for that? I'm just saying. Like, get it together. But anyway, go ahead. Any thoughts on the shindig before we get into this
It was
news?
just a hot ass mess. I was looking at Giuliani standing up there, looked like he's about to have an orgasm, talking about they're training them at 2 years old to kill us.
But
I was
wait,
like, you better. Well, what can you expect from a homeless man? Because
but he's
they,
another
they
one.
they want their shit. We give them women their shit.
He's another one, right? Here you owe these women millions of dollars that Trump hasn't even paid you what he owes you, but you up here still praising and
You
supporting
think
him.
he gave him a room? You think he gave him a room down in Mar-a-Lago?
But
He's
he
probably
put
in the
you in
cat.
the
He's
shit you
probably in
in
the
right
caddy
now.
shack. He
Right.
in the caddy shack down there.
He in the Red Roof Inn, okay? He in Tracy and
Ain't
Rob
paying no.
Bratt's old room.
Oop. Mm. You better flash that purple light up there and find where them stains are.
I just don't. I mean, you can't even make this shit up. And I'm just trying to figure out how. How is that possible? This man has put you in a position. Well, you put yourself in that position, but you, along with, of course, not using your own better judgment, being a lawyer, a mayor of a large city, one of the largest cities in the world, you follow this Negro to hell and back to do what? Now you owing millions of dollars trying to tell a judge, oh, you don't have no money, and the judge is like, bullshit, a bullshit,
We want all your shit.
a bullshit, and you're gonna give it all to him because we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna liquidate every drop. So yeah, make it make sense. Like you can't, and then oh, this is just about, he's about. This is clearly about hatred. This is all this is, fully about hatred. And yeah, you could be black and you could be brown and you could be whatever and hate your own people. Yes, yes,
Right. Yeah.
yes. But the
Because
thing
if we
about,
didn't, because if we haven't seen that,
I
shit.
mean, 400 years of slavery told you that. Some people had to hate others. So why else would they? Why else hadn't nobody came together and said other than the few, but like came together and said, enough of this shit. I'm gonna go run down to my cousin so and so. We all gonna do this because they can't stop everybody. They wouldn't be able to kill everybody, but because well, I like it here, and this one treats me nice. So what I'm gonna do is, if I hear a whisper of somebody else doing something, I'm gonna go tell.
Mm-hmm.
Same shit. Same shit.
Crazy.
Everybody just
Crazy. Crazy.
thinking the closer I get to whiteness, the better I'll be. If I could just touch the hem of his garment, see, that's where that bullshit come from. If I could just touch the hem of his garment, I'll be made whole. Come on, y'all. Like, come on. And Oprah's favorite, Dr. Phil.
Now that was some crazy shit. Now he's always been suspect in my book. I never fuck with him too much like that. But he just full of it. But like I said, like last week, remember who showed you who they were.
Yep.
Remember.
Yeah. And remember what happened when they didn't win. Remember what happened. Oh, they should all be pardoned and let go and released. Well, Nick, why didn't you release them? Why didn't you release them? That was January 6th.
Mm-hmm.
Inauguration day is on the 20th. Why didn't you release them?
Right.
Like they didn't know breaking into a federal building is a federal crime. Who ain't know that? Oh, you mean to tell white people didn't know breaking into a federal building is a federal crime? They didn't know that?
They're new at it, right?
Oh, are they new at destroying shit? In the guise of, oh, they're just jostling around. Oh, let them win a college championship. They turning over cards, burning shit, and that's, oh, these kids were so joyful, just releasing their joy. Who's paying for that joy that they releasing and cars that they burning? But let somebody get killed unjustly by the police and the other side do the same thing. And it's riots. And not only that, they get in gear to continue the destruction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they
But
went
okay.
shopping. They had to they had to have somewhere to wear all that nice finery.
But okay. I mean, it's just ridiculousness. It really is ridiculous. It's like, please don't play in my face and tell me it's raining. I can't. I can't. I can't. Now, again, you could hate and be my color, and that's fine. Do you? But do note that if it ever flips around, and God forbid, of course, but if he happens to win and they really implement a lot of that stuff, like who said, I think it was Lil Scrappy or whatever his name is, the Atlanta rapper who does the Atlanta franchise of love and hip hop and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna march for you when they gun down your relatives or your kids when these police have full immunity to do whatever the fuck. Don't look for nobody to do no peaceful protests, no candlelight visuals. Bitch, you better just swallow it. Pay that, get that insurance paid up, and hope for the best. Because Lord knows what may be coming down the pipe with that full immunity for police.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's more than likely particular police. Okay? Because as we already know, the police that are of color, when they do something, when they I was afraid for my life, they are sitting behind bars.
Yeah, why do you think they were building these cop cities?
So I mean, like, I again, I get it, wanting to save money, put money in your pocket, and all that, but what does it cost? Again, like the good old book says, what profits a man to gain the world but lose his soul? Not even on a religious aspect, but just what profit would you have to want to gain something from a tax credit or anything of that nature and watch the people that look like you, that have birthed and supported you, die in the street?
Right.
And no justice be done. You think you
Ain't no
don't
such
get
thing.
justice
Ain't no such
now?
thing as justice. No such thing as justice.
Oh yeah, it is just us.
You dumb. Goodbye.
All right, so let's get to some of this news. I did send you the list of stuff, right? So you're gonna have to keep me with the
Yeah,
word. I think this
I
got
see
all
it. Yeah.
discombobulated for me. So real quick in some news, because of course we do have to talk about some news a little bit. US infant mortality rate has risen since Roe v. Wade was overturned, studies show. Surprise, surprise. If we have forgotten, Roe v. Wade was overturned in 2022. That's a lot of time for a lot of deaths.
Yeah,
A
but
lot.
to have a jump that fast.
Mm-hmm.
Now you know it was already raggedy from the beginning, so
Right, that part.
it's even worse now.
That part. So the article is basically saying that after the ruling overturning of Roe v. Wade, uh, infant mortality has increased by 7%, from 7% to hold on, increased by 7% and increased by 10% in infants. Okay, so infant deaths 7%, infants with disabilities 10%.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, if you go by race, that's even worse. That's even worse. The numbers really are staggering. Definitely want to take a look at this article, but the numbers are crazy. Numbers are crazy. It's almost like they are ushering your baby dying, they baby living to ensure, as we've always talked, that they numbers stay on the up and up. And this
Right.
does not become a brown or black nation where they won't be able to see all of their shining symbols of America, aka the founding white fathers. Them folks. Any thoughts?
No, because we've heard this one before. We know what the game plan is.
Yeah.
On that. So, you know,
Uh,
they have covered all bases.
yeah.
That's the real scary part. They have
Yeah.
you look at so many different things and you will find
A piece of them in
just
everything.
just everything.
A piece of them in every god darn thing. I'm trying to see if I can find my. Nope, that ain't it. This it? Okay, yeah, no, I found it. All right.
Yeah, because
So-
too, when they overturned Roe v. Wade,
Mhm.
that there are a lot of services in certain areas that disappeared with that also.
Mhm.
A lot of prenatal, a lot of the screenings, that usually come with pregnancy and especially high risk pregnancies and things like that.
Mhm.
Nobody ever takes that into consideration. They just look at the abortion portion of it, and that's such a small
Yes, the
thing.
abortion portion.
Hmm You know what?
He's dropping bombs today. The abortion portion.
No, what's in that glass? What's in that glass? Because I see that goblet you got over there.
It's nothing. It's Kool-Aid.
Ain't no Kool-Aid. Welch's grape juice.
It's communion juice. So in other news, your favorite person in the whole wide world. I forgot to get a little thing of this a-hole jumping around, but yeah, because he's one. So the Philadelphia DA's office is suing who else but America's favorite billionaire, Elon Musk, and his super PAC for his $1 million sweepstakes.
Now this motherfucker has been on the roll all this week. There must be like 7 or 8 different stories.
Oh
with
yeah.
him.
Oh yeah.
So you can just go in order with him.
Yeah. Well, because he's another one. Not only does he think his money is going to shield him, but if he gets Donald Trump in, Donald Trump will ensure that he won't be no criminal charges. But ding 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 ding. States are separate, so you could still be brought up on charges by the state, regardless of who the president is. But again,
now, does he have citizenship?
That's a whole nother question.
Okay, because he's talking about putting him in office, doing something. How are you going to do that when you're not even a citizen?
Well,
come to find out this nigga came in illegal.
Legally, yeah. But yeah, when you got the money, they don't. Yeah. So it's like you're an illegal too, but because you think it's because you're on the whiter side of the illegal that it don't matter.
One of the good immigrants.
Yeah, because we're only talking about the brown one. So if you didn't know, Elon Musk has this little sweepstakes out to quote unquote get people out to vote, but it's basically just to get people out to support Trump. They were giving out $1 million in this sweepstakes bit. But newsflash is using money to entice people to vote is illegal.
It's illegal. That's right.
Now all the money that you have you don't have lawyers in your tank that let you know, hey, you can't do that. It is illegal. You can be sued by the states or whatever state you have this in. Not only but the gaming commission too. So there may be an array of lawsuits coming down the pike for this guy in regards to this bullshit he's trying to pull to get people to vote for Donald Trump. And again, if the man was such a great guy and a great president, he wouldn't need all this bullshit to get elected. It's bad enough the polls are close as they are, just from the simple fact that at least when you ask one for substance, you get it, and then you ask the other one for substance and you get nothing but the same old rhetoric. The border. Okay, cool. But if you was about fixing the border, you were there for 4 years on the border. What did you do? You put up a fence.
But then when they came up with a solution,
right?
you made a phone call and told your cronies to tank it,
so you can run on the issue of the border. Now, what would have made sense and probably even made you far more presidential than even doing that shit? Had you said, "Yeah, do it. I'm pushing and calling my people saying, hey, yeah, do it. Vote for it. So when I run, we can say, yeah, Trump called us and, told us, yeah, it's a good plan. Do it. Da, 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 but no. No, it's too much like right. Too much like right. And then for y'all to say, well, she was in charge of the border. She was in charge of the border. Listen, dum-dums. The president is in charge, period. Whoever they put in different positions to oversee, they oversee. But like any business, I mean, these people act like they never worked a day in their life and they don't know how nothing works. Nothing at all. You have supervisors, you have a manager. The president is the manager. The other people are supervisors. And then you have team leads. It's a whole lot of these mofos. So, no, she's not in charge of the border. She was never in charge of the border. Now, yeah, he may give her some things to oversee so she can be busy and not be like, oh, she don't, like y'all say now, she don't do nothing. She didn't do nothing. She didn't do nothing the whole 4 years, the whole time she was in office. What did she do? Dumb shits. She was the tie-breaking person in the Senate. That's what the job of the vice president is, especially when you got a tight-ass Senate the way you do, and you can break the ties to push stuff through. But again, nobody wants to do the research. They always just want to ask, and they ask so much of her. And this is the part I feel like is very disrespectful. And especially when we do it, I feel like, what are you doing? You're doing the same shit that's been done to you. For what? Does it make you feel good? Does it make you feel good? Knowing good and well, whatever she's doing, she still got to do it twice as hard as this mofo because they don't care. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what he does or what he didn't do. You asked them right now. I was just watching something, literally asking Trump supporters, well, what'd he do? It's a simple question. It is a simple question that you can't get a simple answer to. What did he do? Or what did you like that he did? A lot of stuff. Like what? You can't get an answer. So that's what makes me believe like it's not that you hate people. And the ones you hate, he hates too. So you figure you get on this bandwagon and y'all can all hate together. But realize when they run out of them, they come in for you. And I hope that rally helped y'all see that.
The Klan rally? Yeah. No star. No. Mexico didn't pay for the fence. Actually, what they do is they're using it as a backdrop to, for commercial.
Yeah. I mean,
sell used cars and shit.
Mexico's gonna pay for the wall Mexico said it plain and loud. They're not paying for shit. And he didn't. And he meant it. But you're such a businessman. You're such this machizo, macho thing. It's just like, come on. I can't. In good faith, I could not. I could not vote for this man. I can't do it. I can't do it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it the first time. I wouldn't do it now. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Anytime you ask for the execution of children, again, we overlook that, act like, what are you talking about? He put out a full page ad, not just no page 6, front, middle, and back, demanding that the Justice Department, the same racist Justice Department that was locking us up anyway, okay, the same Justice Department that was doing all types of shit, but took the time to charge him with discrimination. Now get that. You got a racist Justice Department charging another racist for discriminating against people of color. You got to be doing some real nefarious bullshit for a racist to call out another racist. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, the call for the execution of children every day while them kids was on trial in New York City. And it's not cheap to pay for a little
he spent
ad,
what?
large
He spent
ad.
what? 85?
Yeah.
Yeah, 85.
$85,000. So then let's talk about fast forwarding. Like, oh well, he got a plane for Nelson Mandela. No, he did not get a plane for Nelson Mandela. They could not find a plane for Nelson Mandela to fly on because he needed a private plane. And at the time, it was like, well, we'll have Oprah. Oprah did not have the money that Oprah has now.
And Tyler Perry was nowhere in sight.
Tyler Perry was still driving around in that Mercedes Benz that Jill Scott was in that movie. Why Did I Get Married? Trying to get up that mountain. He was living in that Mercedes, okay, during that time. So no, he did not have the money that he has today. So no, they needed a private plane or a plane large enough to bring his people across, but they could not fly commercial because it was too much. There was no way they would maybe fly commercial. It wasn't going to happen. So he quote unquote offered his plane. How you offer your plane but you charge him? You charged him $130,000.
Right.
Here you, once he was released, I made sure he can make it to New York. You charged the man $130,000, which in today's money is damn near $200,000 to $300,000. So you full priced him. What benefit was that? I'm sorry, I missed it. Where was the benefit?
Nelson should have just took an Uber.
Right. You've been better off getting on goddamn United or British Airways or some shit.
Was Spirit
right.
there?
No, Spirit wasn't around
there.
And let
That's
alone
crazy.
He needed the money anyway.
That was the whole reason.
Belly up. Right. Which is the whole reason why he
said or lift. Right, or lift.
Right. So that's why I'm just like, come on.
Now, what happened to the just good old days we just had a hack?
Yeah.
You stand out at the supermarket.
Put your finger up.
And wave your finger. Put the finger up.
It drives me crazy. Like, come on. There's a method to the madness here. Like, let's stop placating this dumbness. It makes no sense. It's nonsensical. Trump Airplanes was going out of business. He needed the money. So he jumped on it because they were around asking who had a large enough plane that they could rent to transport. Yeah, he jumped on it. But now to jump on it and say, oh, you did a good deed because you helped him get to the United States for that little parade that David Dinkins did for him in New York City was not the case. You charged the man full price, period. So where was the thing? And then they, he endorsed Jesse Jackson when he ran for president. Another lie. He did not. He showed up there, of course, because he's all about a photo op, so it can look like he's supportive. He knows how to do that. He does it. The whole assassination attempt was bullshit. That was a whole setup. That boy didn't know he was going to die, but they did.
I'm so disappointed.
Another January 6th failure, of course. No way you wait to do that and put your hand up in the air, your fist up in the air. That was all.
Did you see the statues?
Yeah.
Did you see the commemorative cap trunk statues?
I mean, it's just
$59.95.
This is what I'm saying. It's everything done to make a dollar off of, to exploit people and have them pay for the shit. It's done on purpose. None of this shit is real.
He is a grifter.
He is a con
That is what
artist.
he does.
He is conning these people out of their money. The RNC, I just watched something. RNC is wiping this old man completely dry. He has a slight touch of dementia, and his daughter, I believe it's his daughter and son-in-law, have come to kind of like help. They've been money every day. About 20. They already took about $20,000 to $30,000 of this old man's money. Because of course, once you do it, that's it. If they have it thing and you click that button to have it reoccurring, it'll keep.
Oh, they keep drawing off his account.
Drawing off, right? But they don't. What they do
they can't cancel it.
They draw small amounts. It's $8, but it's $8 every day. And then you turn around, he's not thinking about it. So when they come up there, but give support. He needs your support. He goes and donates more, $100 here. I mean,
that is sad. You know, I never even thought about that.
Yep.
You have all of these old people on fixed income.
Yep. Blue too. They not immune from the bullshit. They do it too. They have it. I just went to go donate, and it was, you want to keep? Nope. Nope. Sure don't. That's all I'm giving. That's it.
Hopes and prayers. Hopes and prayers. You ain't getting no cash out of me. Fuck that shit. Motherfucker, we pay taxes. Shit.
Well, mine is for the other races. I'm more concerned about that.
Hopes and prayers. I'm a stingy bastard. I will say that. Motherfucker, I can hold on to some shit.
My God, today that is just absolutely crazy.
Hopes
to
and prayers.
Me. But yeah, they're gonna need it.
Go blue.
Rah. Speaking of rah, the Exonerated Five, as we just talked about them, plans to sue Trump for defamation after his debate comments. Now they better hurry up, and hopefully he's still available after November 6th to answer that. Because again, the only reason why he wants to win is to ensure that all this shit goes away. That's it. That's all this is for. He don't give a goddamn about your grievance. Yeah, he may hate black folks. He may hate Jewish people. He may even hate his own son-in-law. But you know what's the difference is? His son-in-law got a little money. He's able to keep the Trump family afloat while he gallivants around and drifts money off of his supporters and the RNC, which is why they can't afford to support any of the candidates running up and down the ticket everywhere else, and because they're too busy paying his fucking bills. Get a load of that, Mr. I'm not going to take a salary from the presidency. I'm just going to put it back. I'm not even going to touch it. I make too much money. Oh, you could have fooled me. You could have fooled me. If you make too much money, why are you always billing the Secret Service? And still billing them because you make them go to your hotels and your properties.
Right.
So you still making money. Yeah, you talk. That's like the preacher.
And they never did answer that question when he did that earlier. Isn't that's the conflict of interest?
Yeah. I'm giving this donation. Everybody put $1,000 in your hand or $100 when they do that bullshit and go into the plate, and then you go write a check and put the check in there. He's getting that back. You're not getting that back for the building fund. All it's gonna do is go recycle right back. I worked in the back. I know exactly how it goes. It recycle that shit right on back, and it goes right to his love offering that he gets for the week or whatever. So when he's sitting up there, I got $1,000 going to the building fund. You let him drop that $1,000 by his damn self. And if you want to give $5, you give your fuck $5 because that shit is gonna go back into his pocket anyway. The same shit. Nope. I don't do it. But yeah, they're gonna be suing him for the comments he made on the debate. Of course, talking about them and they should have been prosecuted for a rape of a white woman that they did not commit. And of course, those of you who've watched that miniseries, which was really great, how the district attorney, the attorney general, they were all in on it. They knew these boys didn't do it, but they wanted to stick it to somebody. So they gathered up these young men who they knew did not have, the parents and stuff did not have money for the right legal representation. And they got over it and they got away with it. So yeah, I hope they do get their opportunity right on November 6th to sue his ass and whatever else money he's got left get wiped away. Yeah, so that's that on that. Check that out. That was in the NBC News if you care to know. What was the next one? Oh, and here we go where it starts to get a little like this is some bullshit here. So a Michigan man. I think this was it. Was this it? Make sure. Oh no, not that one. Oh, wrong one.
Postal worker?
Huh?
Is that the one you talk about? The Michigan postal worker?
Yeah, that's the one I was going to talk about, but I think I changed. Did I change it on my list? I think I changed that one on my list, but since I said it, I might as well talk about it now. All right. Let me go back. So Michigan man allegedly tried to stab a black postal worker. And you may say, now why would that man try to stab that black man who was just delivering mail? Because he was putting a Harris flyer in his mailbox. Mail is mail. Now, again, you're going to tell me he didn't know trying to attack the mailman, which is a federal job.
Thank you. And it's a federal offense.
And it's a federal offense. When you didn't know you was going to get some time behind this? You didn't know nothing about that? You had no idea? Come on. You can't be that again, but you think because this is yours. That's all you've been taught since you was knee high to a grasshopper, that all this is yours. These 4 white men came here and saved these savages and gave them civilization. How you give people civilization that was already civilized before you got here? Just because it wasn't your type of civilization don't mean it wasn't civil. And being that when you came across the shores in the first place, they didn't decapitate y'all heads right off the back. Shows you just how civil they were.
I don't know. If I could go back in time, I'd tell him.
Right.
You might want to think this one over.
Right. Right. I don't care if you got to. You better shoot some rocks into that water, bust them. You better do something. I don't know what the hell you call on the ancestors and let them boats just swell up and drown. I have no idea, but y'all needed to do something. But yeah, he tried to stab the man, and do other things to him, because he was trying to put Harris flyers in his thing. Now, mind you, if you voted, let's see, this is where the kicker is. I don't know who's slow here, him or the rest of him. If you voted Democrat in the past in that address, or whatever, or if you're independent, you will get flyers in your mailbox.
Right.
So if all of a sudden, when Trump went in office, you voted for Trump, but you happened to, before Trump, voted for Obama, could be why you got those. could be why you got those flyers, dum. Could be
Because you
why
did
you got
not
those
change
flyers.
your affiliation.
No, you didn't. You didn't. Dum one gum. But that's what, like, you get mad, just like the postal person purposely put these in your thing. Like, they do we not know how that works? They get a packet of stuff for that address, and all that has to go. Now, what you do with it is your business. You could have ripped it up and went about your way. But to try to assault that man,
it has to go to that address, even if it's empty. Nobody lives there.
That's it. Until somebody says there's a lot of mail here, nobody lives here, and whomever fills out the form to have that postal delivery carry person stop delivering to that address until further notice. That's when
that takes a minute. That takes a minute.
You ever tried forwarding shit to someplace else and see how long that takes? I mean, these people act like they don't know shit about shit, but when they do shit and get in trouble, then it's, oh wait, but I'm white. I mean, unfortunately enough for you, surprise, they do apply to you too. I know you haven't been raised to think that way, but they do apply. Your thoughts on this one?
Nope, he gets what he deserves.
Yeah, because he said, and I quote, he didn't want a black bitch in his mailbox.
Now you're gonna be with a lot of black bitches, and they gonna be in you.
And they're gonna be in you. They might just paint you a black bitch.
Bitch.
Some shoe polish. You be walking around here looking like Sinead.
Just make sure you don't paint them. Anyhow.
Right. Clean your booty hole. Cleanliness is next to godliness. Get it clean. Yeah. So the mail carrier, to stop him, sprayed him with pepper spray. But I mean, thankful the man was not murdered.
Right.
Like, get this out of your head. It's a federal offense to touch any federal building, vandalize any federal property. It is a federal. You're going down.
And even their employees.
Yes. The employees are covered under the protection.
They covered in the blood. The blood of the federal. They're not in federal government, but they're as a branch of the federal government. They are covered in the blood.
As an employee of the federal government, doing the job of the federal government.
You will do time.
What do you think?
They have their own separate force.
Judicial system. Force. Yeah. They got their own separate judicial system, police force, and everything else. You fuck around with he gonna fuck around and find out. They don't. This is like what they call the military tribunal. This is on par with that. They don't They'll may sit you in court your first appearance. After that, you go someplace else, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
You have court in silence. Don't nobody know what happens to you, what you got charged with. Good luck.
Right.
Good
They
luck.
do not play.
They don't. So again, you thinking you doing something for broski over here.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be honored, and they don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. They want you to do it, of course, because you're causing ruckus and you firing up people to do some shit because what he's thinking is the same thing he thought on January 6th. If y'all shake this shit up enough, they're going to get so scared that they're going to say, no, okay, you have it. Have it. Just make them stop. Who's doing that? Who's doing that? Who's doing that? You thought January 6th was something. Let them try to do what they planning to do on
Mm-hmm.
November 6th. Hoping that because that was the reason why he was in New York altogether in the first place.
Yeah, because he was sending out a dog whistle then.
Yeah. They're hoping to keep Congress at least where they have the majority, because their game plan is they already know they're going to lose the popular vote to Miss Harris.
Mm-hmm.
And just in case he loses both the popular and the electoral, what was they trying to get Mike Pence to do? Not certified.
Mm-hmm.
Johnson.
Yeah, they're already geared up and ready for it.
Right.
Speaker, I gotta say the Speaker of the House, he even hinted towards it. And they're wide open with it.
Right.
They're coming out and telling you these are the things that we are planning on doing.
They are protected. They feel like they are protected. Because at this point, if it goes any further, they're going to do a 2000 and take it to the Supreme Court. And you already know what the Supreme Court is going to do. I'd be surprised if some of the motherfuckers say, no, we're not. We ain't doing that.
Do you think we can handle that as a country?
No. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was just about to say.
I think that's when the real killing begins.
Yeah. If they think January 6th was something, try to steal this from these people.
Mm-hmm.
Try to steal this from these people.
Because you have white folk, they're afraid of being a minority, and you have everybody else because the white folk are going after everybody else.
Right.
So
exactly.
it's that fight or flight.
Yeah.
And with all this other shit, especially as things have started to come to light, because it takes so long for some of the stuff to start to really go into effect. I think it's going to be bloody as shit. It's going to be bloody. I really do.
It's
so
not
make sure you go past Clarence House. Because no use wasting anger. Don't waste your anger. Go past Clarence House.
Right. Don't
be focused in what you do and what you hit. Don't
fuck up your own shit.
Don't lash out. Don't burn down your cities. You go right where you need to go. Just don't take Spirit Airlines.
Yeah. Don't take
Make sure you
get
there get there on time.
Yeah. Please do. But so that was that. And then where is this? Why that lady keep popping up? I'm not here to talk about you yet. No, I did that one. Where is it? I can't find it.
Which one are you looking for?
The North Carolina.
You mean the South Carolina?
Yeah, South Carolina. I found it. Sorry. South Carolina man has been sentenced to life in prison for murdering a black trans woman after a historic verdict. As we know, the murder of trans women, let alone black trans women in this country, has basically been no justice. I mean, some cases, but the large amount of murders that have happened, people have been able to get away with, for the simple fact just saying they didn't know, or some kind of anger because
Oh,
they
they
found out that
knew.
they was trans. Right, of course. But they were able to kind of skip out on being charged by some of these claims. But in this historic verdict in South Carolina, a man was sentenced to life in prison for the murder of this black trans woman. The jury convicted. How do you say that? I don't even know.
Yeah. I did the same thing. I was like, wait a minute, let me see if I can get Google to do it. Can you say this? Can you pronounce this? Google
Right.
said, no, man, I can't.
Right. Well, yeah, this young man got sentenced to life in prison for shooting Dime Doe in August of 2019. And he was basically all charges. He didn't get not one missed. One of the charges, of course, was a hate crime, one federal charge for a firearm count, one obstruction of justice count. Yeah. So, I mean, again, you don't have to like people, right? Or what they do.
Mhm.
But just respect and move out the way. Like,
Right.
well, I really don't know where we get this, that we feel like we are the orchestrators of telling someone else what they can and cannot do. I don't know. I mean, I do know where that comes from. Let me stop lying. Again, religion. Because you
I was going to
thinking,
say where. Go ahead. Wait, go ahead. Say it.
because you thinking you doing God a favor.
It's Second Corinthians. It's like I
Right.
tell you all the time. Second Corinthians.
Well, yeah, but some of these people need to get a job, or AKA a job, and stop worrying about
You said, Joe.
what the fuck other people are doing. Mind your
Right.
goddamn business. Mind your business.
Yeah, those are for the ones, but those other ones, they know who
Yeah, of
they are
course they know.
dating. They just afraid that somebody else is going to
Somebody's gonna
find out,
find out. Yeah, of course.
or maybe it's just penis envy. I don't know.
Yeah,
You know.
but then again, what is that? But because we're so, you can't be this way. You can't be that way. You got to be this way. Let people just be whoever the
Who
fuck they
they
are. And
are.
if you choose to be with that person, then you be with that person with all that they have, all that they like, all of their kinks. Then y'all just, and nobody has to, be into what you two create. I think we've gone into this place where these men just do the most heinous stuff. And it's like, well, they don't want nobody to know. They trying to keep their family together or keep this secret. It's just like,
No, but
first
it's
and
always
foremost,
somebody's trying to convert. How are you? How how are you being converted when you're the one that's initiating it?
how about it? And who's doing the converting when some of you straight motherfuckers is making these babies? I just, it's like, well, then what you doing wrong? I mean, we sitting there talking about, oh, they converting the children. They converting the children.
Hmm.
How many of these priests done touch these babies? How many of these ministers done touch
Yeah, they
these
just had a
babies?
big payout, didn't they?
Yeah,
They just
they
had a
sure did.
was that the Catholic Church? Well, of
The
course.
archdiocese, of course,
Hmm.
big payout. But who is the one really coming after these kids? Who are
Right.
they? With you dropping the Roe v. Wade in a lot of these states, why all these young girls ended up pregnant,
Hmm.
raped by their relatives? But who's protecting the children? Oh, we all
Right.
about protecting children, right? All
Yeah,
of
until
it's
they get
bullshit.
here. Until
So
they get here.
all of it's bullshit. You protecting children, but you don't give a goddamn about the kids that's getting shot in school. Don't care. You're all about pro-life, but don't give a shit about the death penalty. That's a bridge too far. Innocent man just was killed, what, almost a month ago?
Yes.
But you all about pro-life. But you do nothing to save somebody's life who's on death row. Yeah, miss me with the selective bullshit. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
really
and they had evidence that young
the
man didn't even do it. It's like you have a benefit of the doubt. Okay.
I mean, once you have that, you should it should be an automatic. Hey,
right.
Not saying that the man was not there, because he was. He just did not participate in what unalive those people as was claimed. So then, yeah, the crime must match the punishment. That's not matching. But there's nothing to say. We ain't got nothing to say about that. But everything. Oh, but what about protect the life of the baby, of the unborn? You do know a lot of religions don't even consider babies human until they're outside.
Right.
Till they're outside. Again, always thinking that they're gonna try to tell somebody what to do with their stuff. Like, worry about you. Worry about you. They always miss that part in the Bible of take care of the speck in your own eye before you go trying to pick at your neighbor, like, or glass houses. Like, you always seem to miss that. It always goes pume over your head. Like, there's a reason. There's a reason for that. But all you care about is who's sleeping with who. Yeah, there's a whole heap of shit in there that you shouldn't be doing. Laying with other people's husbands and wives. Y'all motherfuckers still do that. And the Bible said be fruitful and multiply. Bitch, that was when nobody was barely here to do it. It's enough motherfuckers here. Y'all could chill out. It's like they get on stuff and they hang on to it like so tightly, like the right to bear arms. Yeah, you can have a gun, but this was when people went outside their doors and it was still forests and shit.
Right. When you had enough bears and
right
moose,
you had enough
stomping you to death
out,
stomping you on your front door.
Right.
Not just for you to walk to the corner store now.
No, not for you to walk to the corner store and everybody's sitting there going, my gun is bigger. My gun is bigger. Now,
if you have to take a gun to your corner store, you definitely need to move.
And if you can't move, you just stuck. I don't know what to tell you.
No, you fucked. That's
so that too. Let's see. And then, of course, more Elon stuff. This man does not stop. So, and we're back to Mr. Tesla. Elon Musk secret talks with whom else but Vladimir Putin to ramp up during his Twitter takeover. So again, all these people are working together for a reason.
That's right.
Working together for a reason. Hell, the only reason why Mark Zuckerberg is not in this shit because he got caught the last time.
Right. But you remember too, Elon Musk has all these contracts with the United States. You know, with their space exploration division. But he was also talking with the Russia and China. China, yeah. And China wanted him to in essence not allow, is it Taiwan to use his space link. Now, remember in the very beginning of the war between Russia and what's the other
Ukraine.
in the Ukraine, that the U.S. government asked him to keep Skylink on because this is how they were using their drones.
Right.
It's a Skylink is wireless Wi-Fi.
Yes.
That's the satellite, so you don't need to have a modem and whatever embedded in your home. Now he has there are two divisions. One is a military division, and one is a civilian division. And what China was asking him to do is
China.
okay, excuse me for a minute.
Yeah. So what China was asking him to do was to take, to not let Taiwan utilize the Skylink, because of course they've been trying to, again, China's been trying to do to Taiwan what Vladimir is over there doing to Ukraine as we speak.
Right,
So,
right. But look at the timing too.
Yeah.
Look at the timing of all of this. It's during an election.
Yep.
You have Korea. North Korea has moved troops into the Soviet Union on their borders, and they're also training with them.
Yep. To help support Vladimir.
Because shit, he was pretty much kidnapping his own people, his own young men to fight in his just for his military. And if the Ukraine falls, what NATO is afraid of is that he's going to go. They're coming for Poland.
Right.
They're going to come for Poland next because his idea is to make the Soviet Union great again, like it was.
Right.
To rebuild. He wants to rebuild the empire.
Yes.
Because that's what he promised his people, that he would rebuild the empire, and they were part of that empire. But Elon Musk, he's making gazillions of dollars. Okay,
a lot of deals.
He's the arms broker for all of these countries, and he's pretty much playing both. He's playing both. He's playing both ends.
Right.
He's playing both ends.
He's versatile.
He's versatile. Okay. And they said it about them South African men down there.
I'm just saying.
But he's playing both ends.
Right.
And he's automatically when they found this out about him having discussions with Putin, all of his contracts should have been dropped.
Like a bad habit.
We should have seized everything that he has done so far. We should have seized all his companies.
Yep.
Everything.
I agree. You are sleeping with the enemy.
All the way around. The little raggedy ass Tesla cars.
Spring and summer fashions. That's all they're good for. Let's see. Other news. Yes. For those of you who have mail-in ballots, be careful because Whitey is flighty. Okay. Whitey is setting fire to the drop boxes, hoping to destroy ballots. But newsflash for some of you dumb mofos, they are protected, and most of them are flame retardant. So that means they're not retarded. Yeah, pretty much. Although you think you're doing something, you're not really going to destroy a lot of people's ballots because they're kind of ahead of the game on some of you mofos because they know what y'all going to do. But however, they did in Washington State set a ballot box on fire, destroying some ballots, and then another one in Oregon, and only 3 ballots got damaged. They weren't destroyed, but they were damaged.
And I can see more. I can see more of this as time gets closer.
Yeah, for sure. But do note for the dum-dums in the back that you are being on you are on camera. Them things are
Yeah.
definitely watched.
Mhm.
So good luck with that. Hey Tina B. Hello everybody popping in and stopping by. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm sorry, I was just, doing my thing going off. But yeah, so don't let it stop you. Please take your ass out there to vote. Drop in your mail-in
Mhm.
ballot if you have it. You only have very few days to do so.
Yeah.
Um, vote early. I think it's about to be ending soon. For Maryland, it ends here on the 31st. So
Mhm.
take your trick or treat ass over to the goddamn voting place before you go hopping and skipping and whatever else in your little Halloween outfit. Make sure you vote. Please make sure
Right.
you vote. It's so important and imperative
And
that you do.
if you've mailed your vote, if you mailed your ballot in, you can also check on the progress of whether or not they received it. You just go to the website, which is
Awesome,
vote,
awesome.
which is vote dot something, whatever your state is.
Or if you have your smartphone, they
Right.
have the
A 2D
little thing you
code.
yeah, the little code thing that you can take a picture of on your phone and it'll pop up and you press it and you can track your ballot or the
Yeah, let me
position of your
see
ballot from
if
there.
you can see
Yeah,
that
there it is
the
right
little
there. The little code
2D
right there.
the
Yeah.
2D barcode. You just scan
Right.
that and it'll take you right to the website. And
Right.
what you do is it's going to take you there and you put your name, your date of birth, and your zip code. And it's going to pull up your information. It will tell you your affiliation, whether you're not
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
Uh, Republican, Democrat, or unaffiliated. But look down the very bottom, you'll see four little highlights,
Mm-hmm.
and there's one that will say check your progress of your mail-in vote.
Mm-hmm.
Click on that one, and it will tell you when they received it, when it was mailed, when they had it, and
Right.
when
And when it
you
was
received it.
received. Yeah.
Yeah, because I did mine today.
Right.
To make sure, because this motherfucker ain't going. I do not want to go out there with them fools out there.
Yeah, no, I refuse. I was like, no, I'm not doing it. Although I don't expect anything to happen crazy because Maryland ain't going for that shit. There's certain pockets of that motherfucker. He gonna win certain counties, but he's not. He's not winning Maryland by a long
No,
shot.
they scared of black folk around here.
Yeah,
What you talking about?
yeah.
I'm over in the
So
heights, man. Ain't nobody
yeah.
fucking with them folk in the heights. Shit.
So, but kudos.
You can't even go to the corner store with a
Right.
gun. No, but anyway, nobody's gonna bother you. Them old ladies be packing, man. So
Yeah, right. So kudos to those of you who voted already.
yes.
But
Hmm.
again, make sure that you go out there and vote.
Yeah,
Your
just the
vote is
convenience
your voice.
of going early,
Hmm.
just in case some shit happens.
Right, right. Yeah,
So
because you need
your
more.
last going into the actual polling station would, it could be your last effort, just in case they show that they didn't receive it for whatever reason,
Right,
or
right,
if there was an issue, because it will also
right.
tell you if there was an issue with your
With
ballot.
with your
Say
ballot. Yeah.
maybe you forgot to put a signature. That's why I said read thoroughly,
Right.
especially the back of the envelope, because you need to print your name
And
and your
sign.
signature
Yep.
and
Yep.
seal it.
Yep.
Because some people down south were having issues with the mail-in envelope already being sealed,
Hmm. It
and
should be flappy.
it should be open and just flapping about. And maybe my train of thought. Go ahead. But you should be doing that
Okay.
just in case. But it
Yeah.
gives you time. It gives you time to make a correction, even if you
Right.
had to go
If
in
you
as a
need
last
to.
ditch.
Right. And if you can catch it early enough, like now, if you tracked it and say they received it, but there's an issue with it, you can always go to your actual board of elections office, and
Right.
you can either probably fill one out there, or they may even have a thing where you can actually vote there or
Hmm.
fix whatever needs to be corrected
Yeah.
for it before
So definitely give yourself enough
election day.
time because you don't want to run it close, especially during this
Yeah,
election.
absolutely not. Absolutely not. And then two, just don't think because you're in the state that you're in and it may be leaning one way or the other that it doesn't matter if you vote. It still matters. It still matters. Your vote could be the change of the tide one way or the other. So please don't think that because you may be in a blue state or a red state that you voting for the opposite it's not going to make a difference because it could. It could. You never know. Well, you do know from the last one, all he needed was 11,000 votes. That's really
Right,
percentage
because
wise.
he's
That's
called because
really
he was
nothing.
calling up for that.
Calling. Tyrone was calling. Darnell was calling. Okay, on the phone. I need
It's
you to
like
find. I need you to find. I need
that
you
should
to
have been an
find. That
oh
that in and of
this
itself should have been enough to cancel Christmas. And the part of
forever
me,
on
the
that
part of
bitch.
me which I don't understand is the difference between the two. See how James Comey got right in there. I'm gonna check these emails, make sure they're fraud, and if they're fraudulent or whatever, give me some time. Right during the election season, didn't care nothing about it. Then came back right, but with the 2 days before the election, oh, there was nothing. There was nothing there. Ballots were already cast. People had already made up their mind once you did that. So
Mhm.
why this Justice Department couldn't say, well, damn, he's looking to find he's recorded. Here we go, right here. Yeah, we can't let this go through because I, we don't want to interrupt. We don't want to call this. They don't already bust through the windows of the Capitol. What more do you expect them to do? They ain't gonna do that to the White House. Well, they may try because some of them good old boys work for them, so they may let them get on through. But yeah, most of the high tech shit that they ain't that ain't happening. That ain't happening. But we'll see. We shall see. What can I say? All right, but I don't like it. None of it really.
Mhm.
I think that was just about it, except my final
Mhm.
one, which is kind of a saddie, but good though, because I figured person lived a long, long life, and where the heck, where did it go? I hate when I do that. And Don Lemon is everywhere.
Well, yeah, he's not restrained by CNN anymore. So
I'm just like, what the hell?
because he was on TikTok.
Yeah, he's been on TikTok and everywhere. I'm like,
Yeah, what is this? They talking about shutting TikTok down next year, the 19th of January.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's
Well, I
fucked
mean,
up.
if if this Congress remains, yeah,
Hmm.
I think if Congress switches, I don't think so. I think they'll put some restraint
Restraints
on it.
on them.
But I don't think they would get rid of it because TikTok is the reason why they helped her right now be in the position that she's in.
Yeah. Well,
So
they don't want us to communicate anyway. That's
yeah,
that's always been the whole thing. I
yeah,
mean, because things say like stuff that happens in small towns that we would never know
mhm,
about
right,
have been hitting TikTok and just blowing up, and it runs through the ranks because then it hits YouTube and Facebook, and then it hits the national media.
hmm
I mean, shit. I don't even watch the news anymore unless I read it.
right.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
on.
I
It's
do, but yeah, but everything else for me to be like caught up or abreast to most of the stuff,
mhm.
everything else is just from clips of certain things, and then I'll go back and look. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just ready to say TikTok reminds me of when you hear something in its rumor stage in the very
Mm,
beginning. You get a glimpse of it,
right,
and it's like, oh, it's not confirmed. It's not. It may
right.
not even be real, but
Real.
it's just enough that to make me
That'll
say,
spark your interest.
spark
Yeah.
the interest, and then I go
Hmm.
look for it. Then come to find out that the shit is because half the time, like I said, you have ears, eyes, and ears all over the country
Right.
that you know, and you're spreading the word, and this shit's finally creeping out. Especially with
Very true.
things that they try to hide, stories that they try to hide,
Yeah. Yeah. All the
and
time.
it's
All the time. Like I enjoy. There's a white gentleman that I follow on TikTok. He talks about gas and energy. That's all he talks about. So whenever they start talking about a lie about gas prices wasn't high during Trump and all this other kind of stuff, and they're like, yes, there were. He sold this, and I mean, he's actually showing you graphs and numbers and facts, not oh, what my feelings are. No, straight up and down paper. You see the numbers. You see where this is how much he was. This is how much we had. This is how much he sold off. This is why gas prices were shooting up through the roof. Because the surplus was gone because he sold it.
He sold it.
And it's like, well, if he sold it, what do you do with the money? Who you asking? Who you asking?
Mar-a-Lago, a new toilet seat for Mar-a-Lago.
So
it surely wasn't because he paid Rudy.
Right. Sure, because he paid anybody.
And some
sad news. The U.S. citizen's oldest person living has passed away. Elizabeth Francis died at the age of 115 years old. 115.
No, but the thing that really got me with that is when they ran down. She had one daughter, and her daughter is 95.
Right.
and her granddaughter is 60 something.
Yeah.
I was like, that shit is unreal.
It's crazy. Yeah.
That is unreal.
That is crazy.
Wow. He said, let me get my daughter.
Right.
She's 95.
Right.
Everybody hobbling over there.
Right.
I'm like,
right.
Sheesh.
It's like,
and everybody always asks, what's the secret? What's the secret?
Right. Right. What is the secret? What is it?
And she just said something like, I stay away from the white folk. Them motherfuckers ain't gonna kill me, boy, with this dumb shit.
Pretty much.
That would have been funny as shit. But you know what? I'd have said that shit out of spite. I'd be on my deathbed. I'd be dying and be in hospice care. And they say, well, what do you think you're long? And then, the news agency comment or whatever. We know, they're saying that you don't have a lot of time. We just want to know what's the secrets. Don't fuck with white people. Leave them alone. That's how you live long. That'd have been no fucking good.
That's crazy. She was a single mother who ran a coffee shop.
Yeah.
In Houston for over 20 years. Yeah. She retired in 1975.
That's crazy. That's crazy in this stuff. Like 75.
Right.
And I'm like, oh shit.
I wasn't even thought of.
You've been retired all this time?
Right.
Sheesh.
Decades.
She probably said, got me good connect with some good blood. I'm good. I have no worries. Right. I was like, whatever works. Okay, mother.
Right. Yeah, but that's all I have for you as far as news wise. I know she's doing a last hurrah in DC.
Yeah, right at the actual site of the insurrection.
I believe they're doing that right now, or if it was over, I don't know, but I'll watch it on the replay. Because I mean, some of the stuff at this point, she repeats herself so much. I'm just like, are you gonna say something new? If not, and I
was gonna say I could see it would be confusing if she kept adding stuff.
Yeah,
that type of thing. I'm just tired of hearing about the whole, black men aren't, why black men aren't voting for her, and they need to stop saying that because you blanket and you make it think that it's the majority of black men,
right?
And it's not. It's not. You just have a lot, like every other demographic. You have a lot of people who are misinformed. You have some that weren't going to do it, weren't going to vote for her regardless, and a lot of them couldn't vote for because they have felonies.
But those are the ones. But those are the ones that I'm irritated by because a lot of those are the ones that's on social media talking to vultures. Like you can't even vote.
But they're not going. Yeah, but they're not going to come out and say, "Oh, I can't." But you know what? The real funny. No, but you know what? You could always check. You can check other people's shit, whether or not they voted. All you need is their name, their date of birth, and their zip code.
Yeah.
That's it. So you can check on your relatives to see if they actually voted. Yeah, like that. Yeah, that'd be like when I pull up my neighbor's tax stuff and their water bill that they don't pay. That kind of thing. And it comes in handy too. When
And
you
you
when
be
you
like,
become when you become a homeowner and you have those nuisance neighbors, those asshole kids and shit that tear up and all the rest of that, and you know that they're renting that type of thing. Yeah, yes, I'm telling you, and I can
take
talk
these
about this
little
shit.
nigglets out of
No,
my.
yep, no. My neighbor next door to me, when she first moved there, she was a young girl. She had to be like maybe late 20s, early 30s. The
Okay.
kids ran that house, and they were
Wow.
running in and out of there, and they were partying, and they were inviting. This is like in the early stages of Twitter, and
Wow.
what they used to do was they would announce like house party
House parties
type
and
of
stuff.
thing,
Yeah, in the whole
you know,
neighborhood, people just
and
come
then
out of nowhere.
and it just from all over town, everybody would be here, that type of thing. Well, these motherfuckers was tearing up the neighborhood.
Oh
Sure
wow.
did. So you know what that did? Me and my neighbor on the other side. Now he's an old guy. He doesn't do technology.
Uh-huh.
He would call and he knew who our
Who to
district
call?
people,
Yeah.
who our district people are. But then I would reinforce it because I would have pictures, and
Right.
I would do the same thing online.
Line. Yeah.
And it's like, oh, something's really going on here. So
That's
one
crazy.
day we had um, the mayor's office, HUD, because I found out that
Right.
uh,
She's an urban
section eight,
developer.
section 8,
Mm-hmm.
and I got in touch. I did not get in touch with the local. I got in touch with the
DC. Oh
DC. That's right.
wow.
DC do pitches,
Honcho.
okay,
Oh yeah.
and DC send people out in cars that just camp out in cars for months.
Oh yeah, because DC is it. So
Right.
once you call them, that's it. They shut. They
hmm
don't care
They
whatever city state it is. They will go check it out to ensure that
and
everything's
they
on the up
sat
and
up
up.
there. And they said, wintertime, you'd always see a car parked up on the corner, or
Mm,
at certain times of night, you would always see a car parked. Somebody was in there. You knew
right,
somebody was in there, but they didn't belong in the neighborhood. That type of
right.
thing. So, one day, all the departments, police department. Oh, here's another trick that they do too. They want to get in your house to
Mm,
see the condition of the house.
right.
And what's going on is they will send the fire department in to
Mm.
put up smoke detectors. So
Oh,
what they did was they set the fire department, which is actually right up on the corner from me,
mhm.
sent them down here. The whole fire engine came down and everything, and they went to the house, and we were doing an
Doing
inspection or whatever.
inspection. Mm.
And we brought smoke detectors. We'll put smoke detectors up for you. This is the program that we're doing.
Right.
That type of thing. And that way they have access to the house.
The house.
So they got uh all these different agencies came in
Mm.
one day and told her, we have an issue with you in this neighborhood. You are a nuisance
Wow.
neighbor. Because what really sparked it at the end was one of the when they were having the little parties,
Hmm.
um some little girl was attacked in there,
Oh,
was sexually attacked in there. And the
wow.
girl, she did not report it, but it was buzzing throughout the neighborhood.
Okay. Wow.
So I said, look, we can't do this. We can't do this. And
Oh, that's
they went in
crazy.
there and they were gonna put her out. They made her go through this program all over again. It's like, if these people aren't your children
They gotta
and
go.
you're not
Yeah.
responsible, they gotta go. They cleared that
Yeah.
motherfucker out. That was like they dropped a bomb on them roaches because they were
Yeah.
scattered to the.
Yeah. Because if they not on her, if they not on her list on her paperwork, they not supposed
Mhm.
to be in there.
I mean, they
Mm-mm.
literally that group. This guy had a neighbor across the street had he had a Jaguar or something, but it was
Mm.
fairly recent. Somebody chucked a brick through the back of his window, and it how it
Whoa.
hits like the roof. It didn't
Yeah.
just go through the window, but it hit the roof. It totaled his car.
Wow.
You had that kind of foolishness, and then once because they even sent in animal control because they had pets that were being neglected. So they had all these different agencies, and they all had reports that they
Wow.
could get her on. Hadn't heard nothing from her. She's the nicest neighbor now. Sure did. Sure did. And me and my other neighbor on the other side, we just like he's like, yeah, boy. He was like, yeah, girl. So we can't be doing this shit.
No,
It's summertime. It would be like summertime coming. These fools again.
right.
But
There you go.
you do have options, and you can remain anonymous on a lot of things. But shit, I'm at that age now. I tell you who the fuck I am. It make no difference. You ain't coming in here.
Right.
Ain't no problem. Ain't no issues.
Right.
But yeah, there's always a way to get rid of them.
There is. I don't really have nothing for the Who Said That segment because I haven't really been watching nothing. So please forgive me.
Well, you're not beefing with nobody. We
No.
not slapping big thighs.
No, we're not slapping big thighs.
Or did you do that? Did you do that Sunday when you did your mic check? I don't know. I didn't get to that part. I still got like 20 minutes to go on that.
No. I was just testing the mic.
Testing the mic.
Yes. But no, I don't. I didn't have anything. I think Brian, when I was working, I was listening. Brian was going off on Sassy, I believe, and Jay Wilson about something, I guess, that happened either Jay Wilson's or somebody's platform. He was really getting at them too, but other than that, I ain't really heard anything. I haven't watched that Tyler Perry series on Netflix that everybody's talking about. Olivia was talking about it, Food Junkie. They were all on the panel talking about it. I didn't really. I was busy today, so I didn't really have a chance to really listen to it. But I mean, I may check it out. I don't know. I'm not really a fan of his stuff anymore.
No, because it all seems the same to me.
It's just the same. I agree. It just seems like the same old. So I don't know. I'm not pressed.
Tyler Perry, this is a suggestion. You need to do some science fiction. Do some black science. Seriously, do some black science fiction.
Right.
Or black horror.
Something.
We need some more nappy pussy. Who's gonna dress up for Halloween for that? How many of them are gonna be? What's her name? Was that Meryl Streep?
No, that was Glenn Close.
Glenn Close. Who's gonna be Glenn Close? Nappy pussy woman. I smell some nappy pussy.
It's silly.
Sounds like work. Sounds like work.
I have no idea, but I did decide, because I know I was going back and forth debating if I was going to buy some candy for these goddamn kids, but I did decide just to get something just in case. I ain't gonna be like that.
Well, you see what I have up there? I have a pumpkin and a hypodermic needle, right? Because I'm going to give out some Halloween candy. And no, don't think the hypodermic needles is for the kid. What it is for the kids is some Ozempic, because some of these fat motherfuckers, they need a shot to curb that appetite. Yes.
Some of these kids is
I'm giving out Ozempic. Some of you adults, y'all can get some Ozempic too.
Well, that goes without saying. Some of them need it, but and some of it's not working. It's like it's a blockage. It's just not. And they just said, "Fuck it." They gave up because goddamn, that should just come back with a vengeance. It's like
no, it's when you stop. That's because it's not for that real. It's just I guess a useful side effect.
Yeah,
that they lose weight.
It's literally like watching. What was the name? Buddy Love turn back in the show. It's like watching Buddy Love turn back into Sherman. Like, God damn. It's so fast how that weight just just comes back, and it's like, but you were doing so good. What happened?
Yeah, but you never change your habit. That's like I've seen people that had that gastric bypass surgery,
or that
go through that surgery
thing. Mm-hmm.
All that to lose 12 pounds, but they never show you how to. Some people just have an appetite.
Right.
It's just that's just what it is. It's so hard to control it.
They make their stomach smaller. They get sick the first couple of times they overeat, and they don't overeat as much. And then they become accustomed. They know where their limits are or where to stretch it or how to do it.
No, and they stretch that motherfucker right back out. I never knew you could
Spandex,
do that.
all spandex.
hmm Just go ahead and get the rubber band surgery. Ain't no use you getting all cut open and all that, and you're not going to
Stick to it.
really stick to it or understand why you eat the way you do.
Right.
Whether
A
it's
physical thing.
physical, genetic,
Mhm.
or it's mental. You know,
Yeah.
'cause I
Mhm.
know I will scoff down, and it's usually my nerves. And when I'm a nervous eater, I will eat, and it's like it's not even you're not hungry. It's just
uh,
that you're chewing and you're doing something.
uh,
So
I've never been a nervous eater, but I can see that. I can see how
mhm.
people may do that.
Yeah, and it's understandable. It's like it's just that reflex. But then too, the things that we're eating is bad for us anyway,
But
because everything has chemicals in it.
right.
Everything,
And
and
speaking of
it.
chemicals,
Uh-oh.
what you call is around the corner? Thanksgiving. Yep.
Oh, speaking of pumped up turkeys, right?
Right. Oh my gosh. So
I don't even
speaking of
feel like
pumped
it.
up turkeys, did anybody see? I posted it on my Instagram too. But did anybody see the lady was talking about turkey legs? On
Yeah, what is it? It's
it's
like a
pork.
pig's leg or something.
It's pork. I was like, I mean, I could see that she was like, look at a turkey's leg. Look at a turkey's leg.
Yeah,
Look
but
at
I've
that.
never seen one like that. I mean, you see the ones in the store, and they
Mhm.
actually look like regular turkey. Like, I mean, they're big as shit,
Right. Well,
but then
I think
that's
it's like
the to me
I
that's the
think it's like the
steroids, like
thigh.
the
I think it's
chicken.
like the thigh part, and it's just like, yeah, just pumped up with stuff. I don't.
hmm
I mean, now don't get me wrong. I can see some people doing it to cut corners because they don't have like a fair or something like that, and they doing it to
hmm
cut corners because they don't have it, so they'll mix some. And you sitting there eating it. You ain't thinking about it, you just
No,
you know.
no, you know what? It's talking about you said the fair.
Mm-hmm.
They had the Renaissance
Renaissance
Festival
fair.
here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what? Those fucking turkey, yeah, they look like brontosaurus. They do look like that. They do, because I've never seen like something on a turkey
Mm-hmm.
leg like that.
Yep. Yep. The reason that is chowing down. It tastes like pork. He said it is pork. They just call it turkey leg. Yeah, if you don't have it, you buy a few, but they're not that big. I've never seen
Mhm.
like the big like when you go to like the Renaissance Fair. I've never seen them that big. No,
It's crazy.
no.
You
But
tell anybody anything. What do
right,
you got?
right, pretty much. That's why I don't really. I don't be eating everything. I just looks nice, looks good. No, thank you.
Well, you heard about that guy that cooked something for his coworkers?
And the
And
whole office,
oh,
the 40, 50 some odd people was sick from a potluck.
yes, don't be
You can't be eating shit
eating out,
people cook.
cook.
No,
Mm-mm.
no. Fuck around and find out.
Big
47
time.
people. That's a whole department plus.
Mm. Fucking dirty ass kitchen. You know he got cats. They all up on the
Right.
counter.
Right. Got the
And that's what it
dog
was.
licking the bowl and shit. You get,
Because I got two cats, and I always think about this. It's like they walk in that litter box,
right.
pooping pooping them little granules.
That's it.
Walk the fuck out. Don't
Kick
wash
it
their
around.
hands.
No, they kick it around. Don't wash their
Mhm,
hands, and then they walking on other stuff,
mhm.
jumping
And then they
on other
walking
stuff.
on your table.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Then they licking themselves to clean
All the time.
themselves. Yeah, just too much.
Well, I've seen some of that too on on
On
X,
TikTok,
but
I saw. You know what? I'm not even going there. And then on TikTok, this lady was talking, and the cat walked across the stove. And I guess she saw it like play back as she looking talking, and
mm,
she stopped and she looked at the cat. And the cat looked back at her like, "Yes, man." Like literally, Like she was looking at her like, what? Like looking at it,
No,
then
you
she
didn't.
dipped her head like, what do you do? I was like, yo, that is
That's
crazy.
right.
But she walked across
That's
the entire stove, just like do 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 do
all
do.
nonchalantly. I
Mm-mm.
turn one of them burners on. You'd have figured it out. You're not supposed to be up there.
I just
But
forgot.
when they not home, what do you think they do when you're not home?
Right, when you're not home. Right, exactly. They go everywhere where they not supposed
And
to.
these people with these little ass dogs.
Right.
You take your dog outside to take a shit in a piss. They walk through the grass, then they come back in the house. It's not like as though you wipe their paws.
Right. Right.
Then they hop in your bed, fleas and all. Because
Oh no, I ain't
that
never
seems to be the thing now. They don't want from pit bulls to these little toy dogs,
toy dogs. Right.
little pocket dogs.
Big old man with muscles walking around with a little pocket dog.
hmm Everybody is a support animal. They don't
Yeah.
even ask them that shit anymore.
No.
They bring them. They bring them in the store, and I get a serious case of the ass when I go into the grocery store and I see somebody carrying around a
The
fucking
dog.
dog.
I
Like, are
saw it
you
in
kidding?
Germany. They actually had the dog in the store. It was in the mall in Germany, and as the lady was leaving out with the dog just pissed right by the right by the alarm system. Sure did, and she
What?
ain't stopped to pick it up,
Pick
clean
it
it
up or
up, wipe it
nothing?
up,
Mm-mm.
nothing. Just like that's just nasty. It's first of all, it's your
Mm-mm.
dog. If it's your support dog, it's your
Clean,
dog. You got to clean
right?
up.
You clean
You
up
got to
after
clean
it.
up their mess.
But how do
Because
you have all these other support animals?
you should
Support
have let the dog
ponies,
piss
support
outside.
chickens, or rabbits, and all the rest of that other crazy. Ain't nothing but that white people shit.
Yeah, that's
White
all.
people because they don't
That's
know because they're walking there like it's like, well, I have his papers.
right.
No, bitch, you ain't got a goddamn thing. Just because
No,
you can buy those vests.
right. You sure can. You
You
can
can
buy the
buy those
papers
vests.
too. You can buy the papers
hmm
too. Trust me,
Oh
I
yeah,
know.
yeah. you tell you tell your doctor,
Trust me,
I
I
need a
know.
support animal, and he'll,
Yep.
everything has a
You ain't
fee.
gotta do that. You ain't even gotta do what $80. You get the whole set.
But you get the little kit. This is your support
You get
animal
an
kit.
I. You gotta take a picture of the dog. You get an
Uh huh.
ID card. You get a whole. You get an ID card. You get a thing. So I guess if you need to show people or whatever, and you get a vest if you choose of your pet size or whatever that you can put on your pet to say support dog or whatever. But you don't even need to go through all that. Right online.
That's crazy.
Yep.
And the animal has no training.
Right.
You can
Right.
because you can tell the difference between a real support
Right. And
animal.
these
They're
bullshit.
more subdued. They're used
Right.
to being around
They don't
people
piss
and
in
kids.
the mall, just
Well,
anywhere.
they're
Just
calm. They're like real mellow.
yeah.
Like they done hit a blunt. They real
Mm-hmm.
mellow. They
Yeah.
just sliding through.
Because they're
It's like I'm
trained
just
to do that. Yeah.
I just want this motherfucker to come in here, get his box of Cheerios without kirking out, and take my ass back home so I can go to sleep.
Right.
That's all. That's all he's thinking about.
Right.
He ain't all spazzing. He ain't running all over the place, barking and shaking and smelling and running up on people and all that kind of crazy ass
They
stuff.
act just like those nurses, those like nurses aid people that are those people that live though that stay with elderly
Oh
people
yeah,
like
the
in their
living.
own home, and they just be like, just have them go to bed, just go to bed so I can cut this TV on. They just be so interested in anything. Just take your ass to bed.
It's like
That's good
I'm only
adult.
here because I ain't got nowhere else to go.
Right, right. I'm
ain't
trained to
got
do this. This is my damn job.
ain't got
Uh,
nowhere else to
Nowhere else
go.
to go. But speaking of a damn job, I really hope that Ted Cruz loses his job.
I know that bastard.
Oh, that son of a bitch.
Texas just think about when he
When
went
he went to Cancun,
Cancun, left y'all ass freezing.
freezing
I ain't had
with
no
no
goddamn
light,
power.
no electricity, no nothing.
hmm
He in Cancun and blamed it on his wife
And his daughter talking about I
and his
needed to
daughter.
escort my daughter there.
Right.
No, bitch. You was
No.
trying to get out the fucking country
You was
before
trying to get
somebody
the fuck out.
spotted you.
Right. I'm like, oh,
Shit.
my wife
Oh,
planned the trip. Yeah, no, that wasn't your wife. It was you.
Yeah, just make sure y'all keep a long memory. Remember who these motherfuckers are,
Yeah,
especially the ones like Dr. Phil and all the rest of that shit. Because you can always hit them by not supporting
nothing that
them
they want. Yep,
and anything. I
nothing
want
that.
to know. You know what I want to know?
What's that?
I want to know how fucking Oprah
The
feels.
field. I was thinking the same thing when they was playing it. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking, I wonder how Oprah feels.
Mm-hmm. Any of y'all in the chat, how y'all think Oprah feel? I know she'd be like this nigga. But then I was
But she
reading
don't
somewhere
say
out.
nothing. But she don't
She
say
never says
nothing.
anything because who was the other one?
She
Emmett,
did go. She
the
did
other
go
doctor.
against Doctor. She did something against what's her name?
Iyanla.
Iyanla when they
Well, she kind of like
when they first had beef. Not when they
yeah.
came back together, but
I mean, I guess she just didn't. I mean, I don't know if it was she blacklisted her or anything like that, but I didn't know I didn't know that they had beef.
yeah, me either really until it was like, oh, okay.
Hmm. But here
Well, this
you are. You don't. He talking about the DEA.
not a
And
DEI hire.
DEI. I'm sorry,
Right.
DEA. D something. Um.
And shout out to uh what's her name? Why can't I think of the woman's name? Bernice King, because she even liked my she thumbs up because I shared her post when she was talking about her father basically not being a because he was like this place was built on the backs of hard work and she like you mean hard work like people like our ancestors, my father, and stuff like that.
Right.
Blah blah blah. Blah. I'm like, yeah, like, oh, what books are y'all reading? Everything in that daggone capital city was built
Right.
by slaves. Every brick,
Hmm.
everything,
Yeah.
slave
Well, see,
labor.
this is why they want to take it out of the schools
Right. They honky crackers was not
because
building a damn thing.
it's easy to come out here and tell lies and get people to
Right.
believe you
Exactly.
when they don't know their history.
Well, and that part of history they don't want to know. Because again, their whole lives, all they've been told is that these four white men came here and created this great society. First of all, they was running away from shit them damn selves. Okay.
Hmm. Stinking.
Right.
Even the
Smelling bad.
even the fucking even the fucking indigenous people say, "What the fuck is that? We never smelled an animal like that."
Right.
Come bathe yourselves. Come bathe yourselves
No, go
in the
back
water.
in the water.
In come bathe yourselves in the water. I can't even get this shit out in the lake in the stream of Minnetonka.
No,
Yeah.
don't damage our water.
Here's a,
No, we need that to drink
no,
out of. Take
you
your
go
ass back
downstream.
into
No,
the
and probably don't even know you bathe downstream. We don't do backwash here.
No, but you go back to the beach you came out. You bathe out there in the beach in the sand water. You jump in the salt water. You go bathe out there.
Mm-hmm. And wash your scrub your ankles.
Scrub
I'm
them
trying to think.
ankles.
Somebody else was talking about something else that they didn't. Oh, when you go to a hotel,
Mm-hmm.
do you put a towel down on the floor?
Yeah.
You don't walk in your bare feet
No.
in the shower.
No.
That was there was a woman on TikTok. She was like, she had gone someplace, and I think two of the two of the girls she was traveling with, they
Mm-hmm.
were black, and they put towels that they put one down in the shower. First
Yeah.
of all, so you don't slip, but
Slip.
so that you
Yeah.
don't come in contact with
Right.
the floor,
With the floor.
because you're
You don't
when
know
you're in a
what.
hotel. Yeah, when you're in a hotel, it's still public.
Yeah.
People and
Right.
and she was like, "Well,
They actually
why'd
did
you
that in
leave?"
London too. I was surprised.
What?
Whoever would clean my room, they would do it. It was one on the when you come out of the shower,
Shower?
and then she had
Uh-huh.
one inside.
It's inside the shower. Yeah, because you pick up athlete foot fungus. That shit is spread. It'd be under your armpits and any place moist in your groin, everywhere. I mean, I don't know if they told y'all about that. Like in we learned that in high school. No, in high school,
junior high,
high school, especially when we had to start taking showers because it's a public thing. Not only that chloro, we had swimming. First thing in the fucking morning, man. Ain't nothing worse. You got gym first thing in the fucking morning, and you got swimming for that quarter. It's like, what's the point of me even washing my ass? I smell like chlorine. Smell like chlorine all day long, and we had froze then. Fro be all nappy and shit. Ain't nothing you could do with it. Not a goddamn thing you could do it. But we learned about that then.
You just don't get your hair wet. You just stay above the water.
You had to, because you had to swim. They would teach you how to swim and how to hold your breath and all the rest of it. And we didn't have. Now we didn't have the cat. The cats. We just started having what is it, co-ed classes.
Oh.
Because my brother, when he graduated, like in '72, their classes were all male, and it was not. They did not necessarily have to have swimsuits. Put it like that.
Oh, okay.
And he was on the swim team.
What, they swim in underwear?
No, they swam naked when they were in their the actual gym class. It was not, if you didn't have a swimsuit, that was not an issue. Because you were all males. You were all males in the class. They didn't even have, like, you would have a female gym team.
That is crazy.
So it wasn't even, if you didn't have, and
sounds like a.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. I think we had. You could either have your own swim trunks, or they would provide some for you. But back, like I said, I graduated in '81. He graduated in 72.
I was born that year. That's a great year.
Yeah, it was a year. it was something. It was real something. A lot of partying, a lot of disco, a lot of drugs, and sex. That's what it was. Good music, lots of good music.
Lots of good music. Yes.
Yeah, like I said, but he said that then they didn't have. It wasn't necessarily a thing because you didn't have female gym teachers. They were all males, so it was it wasn't an issue.
That is crazy.
Funny. Yeah, but I was like, you didn't put no towel down? I said, you came back with all kinds of athletes, fungus, and everything else. Picked up off the floor.
I usually just I do water shoes anyway. Like the clear kind of flip-flop things.
Yeah. After I Lysol, once I get into the room.
Yeah. Well, now they have a whole little kit. Follow some lady on TikTok. She has a whole little kit that she brings.
It's like a travel kit.
It's like a travel kit with all this stuff and like she cleans. You would think she works for the hotel. She cleans that room. Like she got her own disposable like sheet set.
Okay, yeah. Because I seen that. They were like, you just toss them away. They were lightweight, whatever. You just toss them away. But that's like whenever I would go to hotels, I'm almost stripping the room because once I found out they don't wash the comforter, that's not cleaned every day.
Yeah, no,
you have the sheets, and then they were talking about people bringing home bed bugs and stuff. So you're kind of inspecting,
right?
And then when I see the comforter look like some of the comforters that I see on the porn, and I'd be like. Right. God damn.
Right. Yeah, they did have a porn looking comforter.
Yeah, they always do, and you can always tell. It's like I've seen that green set before. I was like, I need the black light. If I turn that black light on, I'd probably scream like a white woman. You're like, oh, look, every goddamn thing is glowing. It's like a Picasso painting in this bitch.
Splatter out.
Just splatter everywhere. It looked like a murder scene. I just couldn't take.
Somebody call First 48.
I think somebody died here. Actually, I think a whole group
Somebody
of people
elderly.
died here.
Whole group of elderly people.
Just, oh my God. That's like, then get
Somebody
to
find the
spraying.
culprit.
So then you spray the room down with Lysol. Then you have to leave for a couple of hours. Let it dissipate.
Mhm.
You've been murdered yourself.
It's like
Mm-mm-mm.
dropping a bomb in there. We gotta go
hmm
walk around for a bit.
Yeah, but
Just
I thought that was crazy as hell. But what do you expect? People walk in the supermarket, they don't even have shoes on,
yeah.
and nobody. It's like, are you kidding me?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Mm-mm-mm.
Oh no. But yeah, that's all I got, folks.
Yeah. So what's up for next week election day?
Next week election day, we'll probably just do a side by side and just watch it
Mhm.
play out. Yeah, for the most part. I ain't staying up all night. You just gonna get
Oh hell no, no! It ain't gonna be like when Hillary Clinton. I went to say, I said, oh okay, she won. I can go to sleep. I'm safe.
oh hell. Yeah,
And
okay.
I woke the fuck up. I woke the fuck up the next day. It was
Dun,
like the
dun,
Twilight
dun.
Zone.
Yeah.
It was like extra bright outside. I didn't hear no birds chirping. What the hell is going on?
Chris is like, we out of here. Um,
hmm
yeah. I wonder how she feels though. Like now all this is going like, do you feel like I tried to tell you bitches? I tried to tell y'all. Because again, her and her husband both, well, more her husband than her, but I'm sure he shared, even though he shouldn't have, were getting briefs of everything. So when she was saying those stuff during the debates, she knew what she was talking about.
hmm
Being the former Secretary of State
Right.
and her husband being the president, she knew that they knew what he was doing, but they could not really say anything because they didn't want to upturn or make people, make their decisions about an election. No, fuck that shit. If you see them doing some shit, they would have done it to you.
Oh hell yeah,
They would have done it to
yeah.
him. So
And what's her name? Beyonce finally showed up.
yeah, but just
I
like
have a
y'all thought
problem.
she was
I
gonna
have
sing and shit, she wasn't gonna sing. What's she gonna sing for?
shit. You thought she was. You
What's
might
she
have
gonna
got.
sing for?
She'd have came there with that track. That'd have been about it. And
Or maybe
pop that thing in there. That'd been about it.
inauguration day, or maybe the election. If she went, maybe she might do something, but she wasn't doing no. I mean, at the end of the day, though, would you really want somebody to be singing, or would you want them to talk about the
Thank
issue?
you. And see, that's what I thought was part of Hillary's problem too, because when you start showing a lot of
Well, because you always
celebrities,
trying to act like you
it just doesn't come across as being really serious
genuine,
because
right?
celebrities don't live normal people's lives.
No, they live the
They
same
don't.
people's lives on the other
Yeah,
side,
they're the one. They're the 1%.
right?
They're the one percenters.
They're just conscious of the fact that if you do stuff that would affect working people, they out of money. They out of jobs.
Thank you, thank you. You can't afford to buy my
Right.
CD.
You can't afford to buy my CD. You can't afford to buy a ticket to my play. You can't afford to buy a movie
hmm
ticket. You can't
Right,
afford to do those things. You can't afford to turn your fucking TV on to watch my show
hmm
on your internet or on your cable because you can't pay the
right.
bill. So all that stuff matters to them.
And that's the only thing that bothers me about showing so many celebrities
Mm-hmm.
and having people to pretty much just wait to see what celebrity is going to show up,
Right.
and then
Right.
somebody like a Beyonce or something.
Right.
After you ran down the whole list of
Right.
everybody else who has endorsed her, that type of thing, it kind of takes away the seriousness of what's going on.
And then not to mention, most of these mofos support their families or whatever. So the less people being able to work and take care of their own little things, that's more money they got to put out to support other family members and shit. They don't want to do that shit either.
hmm
They don't want to do that either. So
hmm
yeah, like why would that's what I don't understand about a lot of on people on the other side. It's like you do know if they do this and do that, them people them family members that's on your side that may be on the other side, when they ain't got it, they looking at you because you all up on TV. Trump, 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 Trump. Okay, well, you take that Trump money and you get me something. So I don't know, but
yeah. But then too, that's like back to the Dr. Phil real quick. When he's talking about DEI, we did the hard work or whatever, and they're cheering, right? And in the back of my mind, it's like, yeah, you just think he's talking about, black and brown people and everybody else. I said, but he talking about you two white women. Because
right,
because you were the major recipient of all of that.
DEI, right, of all of it, right,
of all of that, white
right.
women.
You're right.
You laughing at yourself.
You're right to vote and everything. So that's why I'm just like, you sitting over here, even if you are against abortion, okay, you have every right to, but you willing to give up your whole right to vote because you worried about what another woman would do with her body? If you got pregnant, you make sure you don't abort your baby.
Right. You're right.
That's all it is. If you get pregnant, you make sure you keep your pregnancy to term. And if it becomes complicated, well, you just tell your husband goodbye. It was fun. I see you on the other side.
On the other side.
Jesus. You tell him that.
I tell
Stop worrying about what other people are doing with their own body. As if you're the person that's going to judge them. You're not. Any of it. But again, y'all thinking.
Mind your business.
You're ordained by somebody. And speaking of ordained or ordinance, what is with that white pastor?
Oh, the one I sent. Yeah, the one I sent you that thing.
Black church. Yeah, telling me you better tell Job. I said.
Yeah, because he's always talking about the sheards all the time too. I was like,
where has he been? Where has he been? The black church has been. Well, see, that's because you black. You're not white. You wouldn't know. The black church has been the place where black people received all of their news, especially regarding civil rights and what was going on with the movements and the bus boycotts. The black church has been that. And like the man said, who debunked his little thing about calling out the black church for supporting evil and demonic and this kind of shit. There would be no need for a black church, a black university, a black anything in front of any institution had there not been such a we don't want you here or in here or here, period. So to say, supporting her is demonic and evil, but what about the practices you still follow? The reason why there is still a black church, black Pentecostal, African, Methodist, whatever, is because it still exists.
Right.
That separation of them over here, us over here.
Because they don't want you there either. You can't even worship. I mean, let's be realistic. It makes no sense. Why would Master turn you on to his God?
For
Plain
what?
and simple.
Especially if I'm using the words in here, because you can't read it. Well, you're not supposed to. So I'm using the words in here to ensure that you continue to work for free. That y'all don't get together and say, you know what?
That's why they gave you the Bible Light.
It's crazy. Crazy. But this is the type of shit that I just be like, really, y'all? Really? And because people are not studious enough to just read, it's like what kills you to just crack open a book? They got shit that says this and that for dummy, Black History for Dummies. They're little tidbits of history. Just crack it open and read it. These people are so comfortable in their own privileges that you didn't have to live with somebody telling you colored here, whites here. You can't eat here. You can't do this. Nobody's told you that. The minute you get to feel that,
and it was not that long ago.
No.
You thinking it was hundreds and hundreds of years ago?
But that's what's wrong with these
and it's
people.
not.
They act like it's been hundreds of years, and it's only.
They think it's history. History. They think it's history. Ancient history. No, it's more recent than what you think. You can still find these signs around here.
Go down to that Delta. You'll see the sign. People are so inundated in that they still follow the practices of whites here, blacks here.
Right.
You can't go to this side of town. Sundown towns. All that. They still follow those practices.
Yeah. And some things have now become, because it's been going on for so long, that it's just a natural part and it's just done instinctively. You don't even think about it. You know,
that's
people
crazy.
who live in those areas.
That's just crazy.
Yeah. Did you see that AI that he used?
Which one?
Jobs just used that AI.
Oh, his arm was.
I kept looking at that. I was like, it kept twitching. I was like, oh, is this? That would definitely be the new.
But then I'm just
no.
why is his arm not moving? Then I'm like,
no. I looked at it. I was like, oh, okay. Because I thought it was just a still. And then it started talking. And I was like, oh, this is going to be the new Avatar Nation. God damn. Yeah, you got to show nothing.
With a little slip in the face.
And I kept looking. And I was like, oh, that's Ozempic. But I was like, wow.
Oh,
that was. I said this. No, but I was thinking about the one with the other content creator did with Lemon and Shakima. You've seen that one? When they went to Vegas, and I keep thinking about the little baby sitting. The little baby sitting. That's all I could see, right? The little baby sitting on the bed.
Little baby Shaquille. Oh gosh, that was Palm Reader.
Oh my goodness.
Those are funny.
Yeah, I was like, wow. So this is what this. Huh?
I said a lemon's head shaped like a lemon.
A lemon. Yeah. I was like, when I first, it took me a minute to catch on, right?
Right.
I was like, why is his head shaped like a cone? And I was like, oh, lemon head. All right.
Right.
Shit. All I could do was laugh. It was funny. Yeah. And I look at that one. I do look at that one a lot. I think it is so funny.
I look at that one and the one with Bree. That one was funny.
Oh yeah, the one with
it was really funny. I do watch that one a lot for a good laugh.
And them nostrils. Oh my god, them nostrils is like that big.
But they are really that big though in real life. They are really that big. Like she could take a deep breath for real, and it'd be. It's almost like remember Spaceballs?
Yeah.
When they use the vacuum and was sucking it there.
Everything.
Exactly. That's exactly. Just suck up all the oxygen. Just take a deep breath and just suck it all up.
Wow.
Suck it all up.
Yeah, I thought when they were making it was just over exaggerating on it. I was like, boy.
No. No, she angled that camera right on. She's sitting in there, you straight all the way up this Holland Tunnel, Lincoln Tunnel.
that is scary as shit.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, this one, just think.
Channel tunnel, just tunnels.
YouTube has come a long way. I tell you that much.
Yeah, indeed it has. Indeed. So, guys, as we wind down, remember, vote. Shout out to everybody who's voted early. So you don't got to deal with the stuff on January 5th. But,
right, and keep your head on the swivel.
Yes, please still be aware.
If you have to go out there,
people are still out here.
Go out with a group of friends.
Right, if you can take a group with you and go out together. That way, everybody can kind of look out for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't go early, make sure you go with somebody.
Mm-hmm. Or take a bat with you. I
Yeah.
saw this. I saw this thing. I saw this
Now,
thing, little old lady. It makes a lot of sense. She keeps a bat with her, right? And she puts a sock on the bat,
okay.
on the top of the bat.
Uh,
Okay, she said, because when you go to swing, when you do that first initial one, the first thing they want to do is grab the bat.
right.
They end up pulling
Sock.
your sock off. You can't grip the bat. So take a bat with you with a sock.
Oh,
So
just need to crack somebody.
yeah, you gotta stomp that ass. Just
Better
don't
up.
be and don't be surprised if you got to stomp that ass.
Yeah.
Okay, because
Get some
these
home
people.
runs out of here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, these people are
Yeah,
definitely.
because they done already got a guy for punching a poll worker.
I was about to say that. Yeah, because the poll worker he had on the hat, they told him to take off his Donald Trump "Make America Great Again" hat because you cannot vote with any kind of paraphernalia of any kind on your person. That means you can't go in there with a Harris T-shirt, buttons, anything on both sides. So when these people think because he told him he can't wear the hat inside, he took the hat off, put it in his pocket, was behind the thing filling out his ballot, and put his hat on. So then, of course, that terminates your vote because you're not supposed to. You violating federal law. You're not supposed to do that. So now his vote didn't count, and he went and punched the poll worker in the face numerous times.
Yeah,
and then,
numerous times.
because he's such a man, he didn't stand there and wait for the police. He ran. Dumb ass. And this is where even when people say, oh, there was people voting illegally, you cannot do that. You can't vote illegally. Well, I mean, people have tried. Those Republicans have done it because they use other people's ID, like their wives or their dead wives or dead mothers, because they have done it. But you have to have ID. They ask you your name. They go through the list. Your name's on there. You sign next to your name.
Right.
But you have to show ID of some form when they're asking you, the question that they ask you. So it's not like anybody can pop up and show up. Although those Republicans that have tried to do it and got in trouble for it.
Right. Mm-hmm. I wonder if Donald's ex-wife Yvonne.
Right.
I wonder if she voted for.
Right. Who she vote for? Ain't nobody checking. She buried in New Jersey in Wheaton. I bet you she registered to vote.
I wanted him from the grave to win.
I wanted to be president again. And speaking of wanting, do you see that old fake ass? He went to go kiss her on the lips, and in New York when she pops her old Elvira looking ass after she been disappeared for months. Melania show her ass at the thing. He went to go kiss her on the lips, and she said, like, don't kiss me. But y'all really think this is like some marriage made in heaven? She don't like that mofo.
Donald, go the way you shitty.
Right. Like they had to put that damn blanket on the couch because they don't want.
Yes, that was crazy.
On their white sofa at the Fox News place. Come on, y'all. The man cannot hold his shit. Okay, he wears a Depends. Granted, it may not matter to a lot of y'all, but for the same people that was talking about, oh, Biden can't walk, Biden can't talk, Biden can't this, Biden can't that. This motherfucker's wearing Depends.
Yeah, Donald can't hold his bowels anymore either.
Right. And the people done
the thing
said,
is, how come he doesn't have any Depends? Why isn't he wearing the good shit? He's rich.
He probably is. That's why his ass so wide. He went big old diaper.
They didn't make him that wide. Yeah, the extra large with the purple.
Right.
The purple bit. You get like 12 in a pack. Them motherfuckers probably cost about $50 now.
Them big ones. He got the big old hefty. They obtained a lot of liquid.
Probably you can hear him rustling when he walks, like crumpled up paper.
Probably do. Probably do. They said in that
Mm-mm-mm.
courtroom, when he was in that courtroom falling asleep, that he was stinking and farting and shit.
Mm.
Oh, can't even hold it. All them years of quote unquote doing other things
Mhm.
he claims he doesn't do.
That's probably where Diddy got the recipe for that oil, that Diddy oil.
Huh.
Can't
Between
tell me
him,
with that Donald oil.
right? Between him and the other dude who ran the whole thing, I'm sure they
Hmm.
gave him a lot of little recipes.
Mm.
But I mean, even that, they said, "Oh, I don't know the guy." You got tons of pictures with you hugged up on the guy, pointing at girls, pointing at this one.
Right.
Now she looks nice. Look at her over here. But they'll sit there and say, "I don't know the guy. I never knew the guy. I just, you all up on his manifests, calls, and call him back, and so called, and this one called." Y'all just admit it. Y'all don't care about anything this man does. Y'all just want it, whatever it is, to be whatever, however you want it to be, and that's
And we
perfectly fine.
and we have definitely seen the double standards of America.
Yep, the white.
Because we should not be having this conversation because
Nope.
he should not be able to run.
Shouldn't even be able to run at all. Once he got convicted of felonies, there should have been a done deal. Because
Right.
now, what are you saying to the average person who has a felony and you telling them they can't vote? They looking at a whole goddamn person running for president with more felonies that they have.
Hmm.
Yeah, make it make sense.
Yeah.
Make it make sense. Or you can call them frivolous. Oh, they're just frivolous charges. They charges nonetheless.
Right. A
They
rule is a
charges
rule.
nonetheless. You
A
got
rule is a
people
rule.
in jail right now for minimal little bags of little twinkets of weed or whatever. So how while we, kind of one crime is well this well that so they sticking it to. Listen, if a jury of your peers is just that, that means for the slow people in the back, his lawyers and the state's lawyers came together and decided that juror can stay, that juror can stay, that juror can stay, that juror can stay. All 12 of the motherfuckers, they both agreed on all 12 of them and the alternates. That wasn't just one side going, hey, no, be like, nope. Both sides agreed. We want these people to then sit in the jury, listen to the evidence, and decide whatever the decision would be that they would make. And they all came back guilty. Period. That should be enough. Then it's, oh no, Biden set up the Biden set up the Biden. Y'all have so much to say about what somebody sets up and who sets up what and who's responsible for what, but don't know shit about how the government actually works. But then talk about states' rights. Don't tread on me. Walking around with the that old flag when it was under British occupation.
Hmm.
Don't tread on me, but have no idea what it means. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. It means everything of states' rights, but then you don't know what rights you have in a state or what rights the state actually has. It behooves me. It really does. It's like I don't get it. I really don't. I don't get it. Most of these people, and it's like part of me, I understand completely why at the time the founding fathers, those white folks, created the electoral college in the first place. Cause they figured y'all was too stupid. Not even they figured. That's what they said out their own mouths. Read their words. That y'all were too stupid to actually elect somebody with some sense. That y'all would elect somebody who would totally tank the shit. And
Damn
so
well
they
they
didn't
right.
trust. Right. And so they did not trust you all to carry out the duty of picking a person to run the country of sound mind. And if you ain't proving these wig, heel wearing, panty girdle wearing, thigh high, pantyhose wearing Negroes, right? I don't know what is. Because some of y'all is about as dumb as a doornail. I am just, I get it. I get it. Now, personally, I wish they would do away with the electoral college because it gives too much rights to these little itty bitty states that, I mean,
Right.
it don't matter. Set a number that the person has to win by certain millions of votes or hundreds of millions of votes or whatever, and let it you just go vote. Just go vote. You're not going to get that one group of numbers in one state anyway. So let everybody just vote. Because all that does, this electoral college, it just helps the states that, of course, are in the middle, kind of pick and choose who they want to be president. Because they, but whatever. Hopefully one day we'll do away with that. But yeah, that's why it was created. It was created because they felt like you guys were too damn dumb to actually be sensible and pick an actual person to be president of the United States. And since they had the money and influences, they were going to do exactly what they wanted to do and give you the government that they wanted you to have. So again, we already know when they said we the people, we weren't the people. But just so you know, we the people, you weren't the people either. And you still ain't the people. The Elon Musk and, the fake Donald Trump who thinks he's a billionaire but not a billionaire, them are the people in the we the people. Those always been the people and we the people. It ain't never been any of us. Even down to the poor white trash of you. It ain't never been you, but they needed to use you, you useful idiot, as you are right now. Because as long as it's not them, as long as it's against them, we're good to go. We're in our good graces. Just like Puerto Rico found out just the other day that no matter how blonde you dye your hair, how blue your eyes may be, or light green, at the end of the day, you are still not them.
You being real nice.
I was going to say something else, but I said no.
I know you were.
I think you had enough. But you're not them. You're not them. And none of you are. None of you are. That whole thing was full of racial tones that they didn't talk nothing about white folks. They didn't mention a thing about white folks. Every disrespectful slander was about somebody else who is not white. Even women got a little trope, but he still didn't say white women, but they threw women in there. But they didn't say white women, but they still threw women in there. Everybody got a piece, but white men. Because that's who they believe should run this nation and pick elected leaders. White men. So if you ain't white and a man, you pretty much just doing their work for them.
Mm-hmm. Now, y'all make sure you remember that when they reimpose the draft. Send all the white men. Send all the white men over there.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to go.
Oh, no. A lot of motherfuckers, they'll say, I'm going to college.
Oh, yeah. I got bone spurs.
Spurs.
I got bone spurs. Yeah. I mean,
Puerto Rico, don't you send your young men over there to fight for
that? Nope, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it at all. But
you
again,
definitely will not benefit.
Your votes have consequences. Your votes have consequences, and I really hope people wake. I hope people wake the hell up. Mm-hmm. And if it took y'all hearing that y'all was a shithole country to wake you up, he been telling you that. I don't know where y'all been when he was throwing paper towels at the motherfuckers when they barely had housing after the first hurricane, should have gave you a warning that he didn't give a fuck, but I don't know. I guess not. But anyway, it's just really sad. But maybe one day y'all motherfuckers will get it together. But yeah, that's enough. That's all I can say. Crack a book. I mean, it's not that hard. It's not that hard. Y'all can learn lyrics to these garbage ass raps and so-called R&B garbage, and you can crack a book open and learn some history about some shit. For real. And not just what they tell you. Because, oh yeah, you don't really care to hear about slavery either. Well, bitch, if you don't hear about it or know about it, you know you can repeat it, right? Mm-hmm. It's just an amendment away. It's already been ratified and fixed to where as long as you're in prison, they could enslave you.
Don't think your hands are too tender. You can't pick.
Right. Right. So I mean, stop thinking you safe. You're not safe.
Right.
You're not safe. And I get it. You've been taught so much that greatness is next to whiteness, especially a lot of you Southern state folks. I don't know what that's about. I just feel like if you grown up in a place where you had to be here, you had to do this, you had to sit here, you couldn't sit here, that's not even something I want to even revisit. I really don't know what the thrill is to be next to whiteness. I don't know what that is. Like, you should be enough. Your accolades on your own should be enough. But I guess there's some, some self-hate there somewhere, but it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. At the end of the day, we all gonna end up on the same ship. God forbid, of course. But if it goes down that way, we all gonna be on the same ship, just like the ancestors was. Well, some of them, of course, because there were some people already here. But for those of us that they did capture and bring over here, like I said earlier, the people that was helping them got knocked upside the head too, ended up on the same ship. Mm-hmm. When they thought that they was doing something and benefiting and getting a leg up and money and whatever else they was promised, it never happened. It never happened. They got hit over the head and ended up in the ship. So don't be that.
We got an opening.
Right. Don't
got
be
a quota,
that.
Got a quota to fill.
Now you ain't got to like either candidate or one or the other, but then make that choice not to vote, but to give your vote to somebody who's going to take away your freedoms or have you stop and frisk and make that a national thing. Y'all don't understand. Those of you who are not from New York or live in New York, stop and frisk was crazy. Okay? They would stop teenagers for nothing. For
kids coming
nothing.
home from school.
Just standing around.
Home from school. Mm-hmm.
And I mean, not just a, hey, what you doing? Literally pull up on them, police, everything, patting down, taking them in for nothing. Nothing. Many kids were beat up and brutalized. Some even damn near death. Ridiculous. And all this because, oh, I just want to be safe. I just want to be safe. Yeah, we all just want to be safe. But not at the cost of anybody's life. Like, it's too much. It really is. It really is too much. And for what? Again, some tax dollars that you got to turn around and pay back anyway. The stuff y'all hang your hats up on is like, it's not worth your own reproductive rights for somebody to tell you what to do with your own body. Because again, if you think your state is going to protect you because you may live in a blue state, if it's a nation ban, that's just what that means. If it's nationwide and it's struck down completely where every state has to implement a ban. That's just what they have to do. And what they choose to do to go against the government, that'd be a case by case basis because they'll end up in court. So they ain't going. But everybody have one if they in fact go up against the government. But come on, y'all. Like, it's not worth your own freedoms. We can discuss everything else, but I think that's a non-starter. Anybody telling you what to do with your own damn body, ain't nothing to talk about. And rights for women, period. They don't even want women to vote.
That's what's boiling down to also.
Yeah, talking about, well, your husband should make the vote for your household.
Mm-hmm.
The fuck does that mean? Oh, they don't mean that. They don't mean that. Shit.
I think when did they get the right? White women got the right to vote. What was that? 64.
White women, the votes for
either
women.
60 or 64. It wasn't that long ago.
Well, votes for women.
Yeah, but it was separate.
Yeah, when they fully got the actual right to vote. I don't know. I looked that up.
Let me see.
But I think it was 18. I think because we're getting about the Susan B. Anthony stuff and.
When did white women get the right to vote?
Not white women. Where the white women at?
Okay. Yeah, that was in 1920. But something else that came up that was like in the 60s, or was that black women? Many women of color. Let's see.
Well,
poll taxes and all the rest of that. So that
right,
had to be the 60s.
Yeah, poll taxes was in the 60s when that got abolished. But again, right, and they were doing poll taxes. So that means a lot of people weren't voting because they couldn't afford to vote because they had to pay to vote.
They had to pay. Yeah, you saw that woman
with the
older black woman, that was going to the polls, and she was saying, I guess it was 64, that they had a poll tax of $2, which was the equivalent nowadays to about 20. But you know that if you had to make the choice of either vote, which would be $20 per person, say like a husband and a wife, so that's $40, or feed your family, because they weren't making that type of money back then anyway.
No, they were barely making $5 and $6, so $20 a person. That wasn't happening.
That or they would ask some questions or guess how many jelly beans in a jar, that kind of bullshit.
Or recite the preamble, all that stuff. Yeah, it's saying not all women gained the right to vote in 1920. African Americans gained the right to vote in 1957. So it's like, I'm sitting this one out.
That's only 60. That's only 67 years.
I mean, people kill me. They act like we've been doing this for years. They've always just taken advantage. No, and then they talking about some. That one little small guy. He's older. He always talking about like women and all that kind of stuff. I can't think of the man's name, but he was like, "Oh yeah, the Democrats were the ones that was hanging and lynching people." Yeah. They you're absolutely right. And then after Johnson signed the civil rights bill, the motherfuckers jumped ship because they didn't. No, don't you do it. Don't you do it. And once they did it, yeah, they flipped. It happened. Okay. You know how we didn't just have 2 parties before either. We had 3 parties.
Right.
We had 4 parties. It changes. People change and evolve. I don't mean that they ain't some racist motherfuckers on the Democratic side, because there are those too. But
Oh
at
yeah.
the end of the
They
day,
MAGA too. Some of them are MAGA too.
right?
Don't
They
be
mag on the
fooled.
low, right? They mag on the
And,
low,
and don't go out there and vote third party.
right?
They have no dog in the fight. They have no dog in the
None.
fight.
No, well, they do, but it's they Putin punnies, like, puppies and shit. Like what's her name? Jill Stein.
Jill Stein.
How many elections have you been in, and you haven't gained no kind of backing or nothing?
No,
Because
it's pretty
you're
much what do you do? What do you do? What
right,
do you actually do? That's what it's.
Putin's puppy. That one, you had the Kennedy. Come on, sir, your
Yeah.
brain is fried. Who
That's
is
because he got
who
worms.
who literally? But who's
Literally,
listening to
he has
you?
worms.
Yeah, but who is listening to you? I mean, seriously, you done took your family's money that they didn't have for years, probably squandered the little bit of money you had. So now this is what you left with. Your mother just died. Damn. Like,
Mm.
this is
Yeah,
what we're
she sure
doing.
did. She sure
Like,
did.
this is what you're doing.
I
So
didn't think
I
it was too
mean,
many of them left.
yeah, yeah. I think
Yeah,
she's
she
the
did
only
just
one.
die.
Yeah, she was the only one left. From the actual original. Yeah,
Original family,
yeah.
yeah.
From the closest original. Yeah, she the only one left. She died. So it's like, what are you doing? I know I'm going, but I cannot do this. Like, this is crazy to me. It really is crazy.
It is
Policies,
correct.
we can talk all day, and I get it. We can definitely talk all day, but when we talking about freedoms of people,
Hmm.
and you got that fat motherfucker, the black Nazi in North Carolina, talking about assassinating and killing folks because he don't agree with what they're doing. Come
Hmm.
on, y'all. Like, we can't be serious. We just really can't. And like, yeah, you may not like how a relative lives their life or whatever, but that's not your call. Like, it's
Yeah.
not. It's really not your call. I know we think we
I bet she
speak
wish.
for God because God was made in our image. Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. You believe that fairy
No,
tale when you want to.
you mean the vice versa. We were made in his image. So we were
The
all
you know
fat black men.
I don't know what some of like it's just like you don't have that. That call is not for you. That call is not on you. And
That's right.
even when you sit there and you listen to these men talk about, oh yeah, because I'm the man that head of the household. You do know in that same book you are responsible. So whatever
Right.
ills fall upon your family, you will be held responsible for that come
Hmm.
judgment. But no, all we like cherry picking. You just cherry picking the shit that you think makes you look and feel good about your insecurities and your lack thereof in your own life. Nobody's responsible for that but you.
But it all
That's it.
boils down to control. That's
That's
all.
it. If you fucked around and didn't really do much of shit in school and just thought you was gonna float on by, and now that you've gotten older and you realize you can't float, it's nobody's responsibility but your own.
Hmm. You
That's it,
should
and
have
that's all.
listened.
That's
You should have listened. That's all. You should have listened because I'm sure somebody told you.
they had to. Like, there's no way. And then you, well, because with that, of course, that stupid trope. Oh, yeah, because he gave us a stimulus check. Let's break that down, shall we? Just real quick. You only got $1,200. That was 4, 5, damn near what, almost 6 years ago. Trying to think exactly when it was given. Was it 2000 or was it like the 20?
I
Was
didn't
it
get them.
2020 or was it 2021? Either way, we're talking 6-7 years ago, right? And just roughly 6-7 years, $1,200. We're damn near talking about 75 cents. That's how much you're worth. 75 cents. But you'll argue somebody down about how somebody else didn't give you didn't do reparations, or you're not gonna vote till you get reparations. But you'll vote for 75 cents because that's what you're worth.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck can you buy with 75 cents?
And that's why they want you dumb.
Right.
Plain and simple. That's why they want you dumb.
You sitting over here champion $1,200, not 12,000, not 1.2 million, not even $102,000, $1,200. And 75 cents.
Make it make sense.
Apparently, it makes a lot of sense to those people.
It's to them, yeah.
I mean, absolutely nothing. And then let's talk about it. Those small businesses, loans that people got during COVID that you think, oh, Trump helped you out. Oh, okay. No, that was Congress. Again, Congress holds the purse strings. So no money is given out unless Congress approves of the funds being divvied. Any president can talk to that blue in the face about wanting to give you all this money. We got all this surplus. Nothing moves until Congress says, okay, you can give out those funds. And who is in charge of the Congress then? Knock me Nancy. Yes, she was. Knock me Nancy Pelosi, Jeffries, and all of them was in charge of Congress. And yes, they approved your stimulus.
That's the only reason why you got it, because if it was Republicans,
that's
you wouldn't have got
the Republicans
nothing.
didn't want to give it to you. Turkey Neck McConnell didn't want to give it to you. Donald Trump didn't want to give it to you. But when he couldn't win that battle, what he did was some of the checks that hadn't gone out already, he held those up so they could put his signature on it. So then you can turn around and do exactly what you're doing right now. Well, I was able to get stimulus money from Trump. I mean, it was your money to begin with.
Right. Oh, what do you think about finding out that Donald Trump had shipped
COVID stuff to Putin?
COVID tests in the very beginning when his own citizens didn't even have any?
These people don't care. They don't care nothing about that. Why? I'll tell you why they don't care. Because Russia's white European. That's why they don't care. Because let him had shipped some of that COVID stuff before anybody got it to Ghana, Haiti, Puerto Rico. Even though they act like Puerto Rico ain't part of the United States with their dumb
They'd have
ass.
sent you a 24-pack of Bounty and tell you to wrap that with a rubber band around your nose.
No, but I'm saying, had he done that, he'd be the worst thing ever. They'd be rated. It wouldn't even be close. They'd be talking about that today, blue in the face. But it's because of who he is. Because even they say, oh, but he's for Christian rights and Christian values. Who? The man that will murder a soul that talks about him in an instant? You go up in that plane thinking you about to go on vacation and poof, boom, bam, gone. You be sitting up there drinking your morning tea and should be laced with all types of poison.
Take your ass on a one-way trip off of the side of a building.
Right. Or blow the whole building up. Christian values? What's wrong with y'all? That's why it's, that church shit ain't nothing but the devil in disguise. I'm telling you, these people are in a rude awakening when they're, oh my God, no, too late. When they realize that they've been ass backwards the whole time.
Yeah.
Ass backwards the whole time. But I don't know. I've overstayed my welcome. Almost 3 hours. Okay,
Yeah,
I got it.
Yeah, you were really pushing it tonight.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just too. This is a time that is too important to really talk about bullshit. There are real things that are happening, and people's real lives will be in danger.
Right.
Like when we talk about Florida and their protest law, who don't think that's real? The man just got acquitted of running somebody over. That was a quote unquote protester.
Yeah.
So it's like, this stuff can really happen. And if you don't think it's going to knock on your door, you're sadly mistaken. You just hold your nose for 4 years. Who said it's going to be 4 years? If he gets a majority in either house, they can make it till whenever he wants to. Or if just make him a king. Who knows? We don't know. That can't happen. Who said it can't?
Sheesh.
There
Yeah,
are
a lot of stuff couldn't happen, right? But it has.
Right. And it could happen at any moment. So please be smart about your vote and not wasteful. All right. Because the freedoms or the quote unquote freedoms that you may have today, you may not wake up with them on January 6th. And like I said, your money won't save you. Your education won't save you. Would just be shit out of luck. It'd be like the Hunger Games, child, and you be sacrificing your whatever up till the next go around. I don't know. So I don't know. But yeah. No, World War II was real. And no, he wasn't elected either. Okay? He did the same type shit. They don't belong here. They're poisoning our country. Same words, verbatim. But because you people don't read anything, y'all just words, same exact words, poisoning the country. They don't belong here. This, that, and the other, all this stuff to create this same kind of atmosphere.
He has not deviated from from the playbook. He's using the same exact stuff.
At all. I don't know. But we have a couple more days. Get your asses out there and vote. Have a great night. Be safe. Any parting words?
Keep your head on swivel. Be aware of your surroundings. Fuck up a motherfucker if you have to. Put a sock on the bat.
Put a sock on the bat. Put a sock on the bat. And we're out. Have a great night. God bless. Go vote. Get off your ass and go vote. Early voting has already started, almost ending. So do that. And if not, vote on November 4th.
Take somebody with you. Take somebody with you.
Take people with you. All right. Good night. Peace. Oh, it ain't working. Why it ain't work? Work. It ain't work. Does it work now? It works. Oh, that's nice. It works at the end. It's this new thing where you could play your intro and outro on this, but it works when you end it, so it'll play it now. Yeah.